now on YouTube. If you're just joining, you're welcome. We are like 1 hour late, so let's see what we can achieve regardless. Let's see what we can achieve regardless. If you're just joining, you're welcome in. You're welcome. All right, we just went live now on YouTube, and I'm going to post the link on the channel so others can come in. We're live now. Let's analyze gold. Let's go together. All right, for those of you just joining, you're welcome. Once again, I'm so sorry for the late entrance. We're supposed to be here since 1 hour ago. This live was supposed to have kicked off since 1 hour ago, but I had some things I needed to finish before I go live. All right, I'm going to open the chart trading view. So we're going to gold because we're trading gold this week. Actually, henceforth, we're trading gold like from this week. There's a lot going on BTC. Okay, this live is not for BTC, it's for gold. If you're just joining, you're welcome, and happy Sunday. No hope in US-Iran issue this week again? No hope. Good evening, Spice from Nigeria. And shit. AY Elastic, you're welcome in. Alright, so if you're just joining, you're welcome. Once again, I'm really sorry for kicking off late. I had some things I needed to finish before I go live, and we're just 1 hour, 23 minutes late. This live was supposed to have kicked off since an hour ago, but here we are. Better late than never. Alright, so this is gold. We're going to review the trade we're going to review last week's trade, and then we're going to analyze the markets together. We'll review last week's market, and then we analyze together. Let me see if I can change the screen, the background color to white. Background color to white. Okay. Hope you guys can see the screen, guys. So we're gonna give everyone 2 minutes, grace of 2 minutes to come in. We just started, so let's give everyone the grace of 2 minutes to come in before we kick off. 2 minute grace, guys. 2 minutes. While we're trying to give them 2 minutes, let me clean the lens of this YouTube phone device. Let me clean this lens. It's not so clear. Okay, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute and we kick off. I think this is better now. This is better now. think I would like to use this one. All right, it's time. So let's kick off. This is gold. Oh no, this is BTC. Sorry, let's go to gold. This is gold. So we're going to analyze the market for. Let's review first. We're going to review the market and then analyze for this week. I'm going to right now. What I'm going to do is. This white is too bright. Okay, I think this is better. For me, yeah, this is better. Okay, so this is all that happened this week. This is all that happened this week. Please hold on. I need to capture everything. Okay, I think this is better. All right, so this is all that happened this week. And remember, the previous weekend was when the Strait of Hormuz got closed, right? And then, as you can see, what happened on Monday. No, this is not gold. This is gold now. This is gold. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. So if you have your system there, you can as well open it. Let's review this together so that every zone I mark, you're also marking it on your system or on your device, your mobile. I mean to say. Okay. All right, so we didn't trade. For those of you who are just joining, if this is your first time, you're highly welcome. So last week we didn't trade gold. We traded gold 2 weeks ago and we traded BTC last week because we're running a comparison, on the most profitable pair and week, and apparently the judgment can't stand because the week we traded gold, there was no war, no tension, no, back and forth with the US and Iran. So the week we traded BTC, there was the back and forth tension, the market wasn't going smooth, going tricky. So that's the reason why the judgment can't stand anymore. I did mean last week was a very clear and free week, just like the week we traded gold. Then we would have been able to judge to see which pair was more profitable, which weekend pair was more profitable. Please, the black background is fine and clear. All right, so let's use the black background then. Someone says black. Let's use the black background. Is this better? Should we leave it on the black background? Which instrument you trading? Gold and BTC. Is the black background better? I'm about to start, guys. We're about to start. Is the... Okay. All right, so let's start. I'm going to delete this blue line. I don't usually take questions until I'm done with the review and analysis, all right? So let's do this together. If you have any questions, you could just drop when I'm done. I usually give room for questions, all right? So happy Sunday once again. And again, I'm sorry for kicking off late. I had things I needed to do. So we're supposed to kick off this live since an hour, 30 minutes ago. So better late than never. So remember, guys, whenever you want to analyze the market, before you take a trade for the day, always ensure it's ranging, looking to break the, okay. I'm not going to look at the comment section so I don't get distracted. I just want to, I don't intend to stay very long today, all right? Because the market will be open I think 3 hours, 30 minutes from now. So I would also need to get some time to rest and analyze the market again personally, then get myself ready for the week. So this is just a general analysis, all right, on gold. Okay, so remember, before you take a trade for the day, always do a top-down analysis. The top-down analysis gives you a heads up of what to expect in the market that week, if it's going to be a seller's market or buyer's market, all right? Don't forget, always do a top-down analysis. So this, you see this division here, this line division, it's a weekly division, all right? So this is for last week, this is for 2 weeks ago, this is for 3 weeks ago. For those of you who don't know, I just had to say it for the benefit of those who don't know. Means this is daily time frame, meaning every candle represents a day. Okay. So this is last week. Our concern is on last week, and let's look at the overview of the market. Let's look at the overview of the market from the daily time frame. So what do we see? Does it look like the market has a structure? Let me delete all these lines. I don't think I need them. All right, so what structure of the market do you see right now? What structure of the market do you see right now? Someone said bearish. Andrew says bearish. Okay, I'm waiting, guys. Let's interact while we are reviewing the market. What's the structure of the market right now from the overview? From this overview, what's the structure of the market? What can you say is the structure of the market? Yes, this is gold. This is gold. Someone says just joined you guys today. First time. You're welcome in, Solomon. Someone says ranging. Abdul says bullish. Okay, a couple of person on YouTube says bullish, while on TikTok a couple of person are saying bearish and ranging. All right, so let's continue. So guys, as you can see, this war has been on for I think 57 days now, right? 57 days now, and the market so far, see, has not really been moving pretty well from the daily time frame. And all right, so let's read the candles for, let's go to weekly time frame first. Let's go to weekly. This is weekly time frame. All right, ranging, because there's been no breakout. This is weekly time frame. So if you've been joining the live stream, you would remember why we have this zone here. And as you can see on the weekly time frame, there's a fair value gap here. This long candle, that's a fair value gap. This is another block, right? So the zone is already drawn. I didn't draw this zone on the weekly time frame, but this weekly time frame just confirms that this is a very valid zone. So that simply means when price comes up to this zone, there's going to be a reaction, a very strong reaction to the downside. Okay, so okay, this is weekly. And what is weekly telling us? Weekly is telling me that the market is ranging. The market has been ranging for 3 weeks now. 1, 2, 3. For 3 weeks now, this market has been ranging. No breakout above, no, it's just moving on one spot. So let's go to daily time frame. So this is daily time frame, and as you can see, for the past 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3, just like you saw on the weekly time frame. Let me show you guys. Let me just draw this to make it easy. As you can see, from here to this place. So this is the move that has been happening for. This is the move. Just this is where market has been for 3 weeks now. Week 1, week 2, week 3, for 3 weeks now. So no structure, just range. For those of you who say the market has been ranging, you got it right. All right, that's on the higher time frame. Okay, you spot your supply and demand from the 4-hour time frame. You spot your support and resistance on the 1-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, that's where you can get your overall structure. You can see the overall structure of the market, right? Then the 1-hour time frame is just to show you the current trend of the market. Okay, so for 3 weeks now, gold market has been ranging because of the war. All right, because of the war, that's the reason for this. So you see this move here, right? You see this amazing move here, this one. You see this move. You see this amazing move here. This is to tell you that, oh yes, these were good times to trade the market. You see, all these had structures. Are you seeing this? All these had structure, no range, just moving to the upside. You know, look at, you see the way the candle's moving, right? And so on. The market has been having a good structure until when the war started and became very intense. The market started behaving silly. So right now, the overall structure of the market from the daily time frame is a range market. All right. So until, like I said, I already have my zones drawn. For those of you who might be wondering what my strategy is, I trade I trade FVG, okay, order block. It works pretty well on gold. Some would say SMC. I just go straight to the point. I'm going straight to the point. I trade order block. Okay, that's like my A setup because gold respects it. Okay, and some other I have some other setups also that I look out for, like daily. So this fair value gap on order block, when I draw it on the higher time frame before price would eventually get there, you know, it could take weeks, it could take a couple of, yeah, it could take weeks, it could take a couple of days, it could take even months as well. So while I'm waiting for my A setup to play out, you know, I have a different setup, and I have a different setup entirely that helps me catch a trade for the day. Okay, so now this is daily time frame, and this is how the candle closed of us. This is how the candle closed of us. So there is a certain no, I wouldn't say a certainty because I don't control the market, but from the look of things, I think this market might just because right now it reacted on a zone. It reacted on a zone and went back up. So from the look of this, if I'm correct, it's gonna buy this coming week, but not entirely like to create a new structure whatsoever. As you can see, it's ranging, so it has come down. It has come down to a support level. So now it's to kick off from here back to the upside to this resistance level here, and then maybe retrace if it still wants to keep ranging. All right, until there's a breakout above here. I hope you guys can see this. Until there's a breakout above here to test here, then this is where I'm going to strike my sell. So right now from this candle, it shows this is an indecision candle anyway. That's why I said there is no certainty. This is an indecision candle, and when you see an indecision candle, it means buyers and sellers are fighting. All right, so the next candle that forms is what determines who owns the market, whether it's buyers or sellers. Okay, so I'm going to delete this off, and then I'm going to delete this box. I just wanted to like use the box to show you guys that the market has been ranging for 3 weeks now. All right, so let me delete this and let's go down to 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame as a day trader is what you need for your overall structure of the market, not the daily time frame. Not the daily time frame. People who usually look at daily time frame are those who like to mark the high and low of the day candle like this. They come to mark the high and low of the daily candle, and then they trade, you know, the breakout of it. But this, don't do this on gold. It doesn't work. I actually back tested that kind of strategy some time back. It doesn't work. It doesn't give a very clean breakout. It doesn't give a very clean breakout, but then you can actually also use it to know the direction of the market. All right, you can actually use it to know the direction of the market. Like maybe let's say if price should break above the previous day candle, then it means buyers are in. If price should break below the previous day candle, it means sellers are in. Do you understand? So you could use it for a directional bias, but not to trade like the breakout, because other pairs could respect the breakout. Like once a candle breaks above, it just moves, or once a candle breaks below, it just moves. But gold will liquidate. It will liquidate on that line, and if you took a trade on one candle breakout, you get kicked out because of drawdown and all liquidity too. So this is 4-hour time frame, and from the 4-hour time frame, it's looking like the trend is a downtrend, but like you see, the overall is a range. As long as the overall is a range, it simply means even if you're on a sell trade on this market, don't hold for long. If you're on a buy trade on this market, don't hold for long, because the overall says it's a range. So therefore, you should not hold any trade for long. Just mark your support and resistance. Like this is a support right here, because price has been reacting when it got here. You want to mark your resistance to price has to break. I'm coming. You want to mark your resistance here because price has been finding it very difficult to break above this level. I don't trade support and resistance, all right? Gold doesn't often respect support and resistance. I just told you guys what gold respects a lot. All right, so this is you want to mark your support. Like if you look at the overall structure of the market from the higher time frame, and you see just like this that the market is on a range, what you want to do is mark the support level and the resistance level. Then I'm coming. All right, mark the support level and the resistance level, and so to note, like, to have in mind that, okay, this is my resistance, this is my support. Price has been finding it difficult to break above this level or break below this level. So whatever trade I'm entering, be it a buy, be it a sell, I'm not going to hold for long. I won't enter a buy trade here and expect price to just go all the way up. No, because this is a range market. All right, so the overall structure of the market just tells you when to hold a trade for long and when not to hold a trade for long. All right, so even if I enter a buy trade from here, right, I'm not going to hold for long, you get, because I already know price, when price gets here, it's going to react, okay? And even if I take a sell trade maybe around here, I won't hold for long because I know this is a range market. I'll just take what I see and I will get out of the market, okay? All right, so this is the 4-hour time frame tells us from the beginning, okay, buyers, see, I won't say buyers were in here because look at the way the candles, you see these candles? These are not very strong candles. These are not very strong candles. These are weak candles, indecision. Like you see, there's a difference between the move of this candle and this candle. You see, this one is a full body candle, and you see this one. This one has lot of wicks. Okay, just very small body and different and many wicks. So this, you can't say buyers were in. If the market was consolidating, any candle you see just like this that has many wicks, it means the market didn't move well that day. A market that moved well would have a very very full body candle. You see, a full body candle with little or no wicks, take note. All right, so this is 4 hour, and from this 4 hour, let's look at 1 hour. Remember what I said, on the 4 hour time frame is where you draw your supply and demand. All right, so right now we're just looking at the overall view of the market, then we can now, overall structure of the market rather. So as you can see what happened here, I told us not to trade on Monday on BTC because of what happened during the weekend. And Trump did not give a speech. There was an agreement that the Strait of Hormuz should be open. And then suddenly, Iran broke that agreement and closed the Strait of Hormuz. So it is very wise for you not to be in that market until Trump comes out and give a speech. Okay? So that was the reason why I told us not to trade on Monday. And look, this didn't just happen on Monday on gold alone. This move didn't just happen on gold alone. On BTC, it also consolidated because at this time, Trump didn't come out to give a speech, so it was very safe to be away from the market. You get so. All right. So on Tuesday, sellers took in fully from Tokyo. Sellers took in fully. I think that was when Trump came out to give a speech. And then since Wednesday, the market was consolidating. This is not a good move. See, the market had, as you can see, the way the candles formed. You can see the way the candle formed, the wicks. Very few times you saw a full body candle like this. This move happened in Tokyo. Look at this one. This is Wednesday. You see this short candles with the wicks and all of that. Okay, so if you even look at it this way, this week that just finished was a very tricky week. Very tricky. Of which, if we had traded gold, perhaps you would have lost even more. Because of how the deep drawdown, how the market was moving, the indecision in the market and all that. Okay, all right, so on the 4 hour time frame, right now what we're doing is reviewing the market. We're reviewing gold, last week's market on gold. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. We're going to go into analysis very soon. We're just taking note of what happened in the market last week on gold. That's what we're doing right now. Okay. Okay. Okay, this was the week we traded gold. It was even worse than this one. Was even worse than than last week. With the way, look at the candles. Just look at this. Sometimes at the end of the trade, right? Like when I'm reviewing the market for the previous week, when I see the way the candles formed, how the market played out, I'd be like, wow, for us to have even made some profit off of this market, regardless how the candles, what really happened, the indecision and all of that. For us to even make good profit, it means, wow, I don't know if I should say it's God. It's like escaping a narrow this in having a narrow escape from losses. Anyway, this is not the first time I've seen something like this. All right, so guys, this is last week, and as you can see, the market had good move on Tuesday, but it didn't have good move from Wednesday through Friday. Okay, that buy move that happened on gold on our setup was sometimes it happens like that, when you're waiting for your setup, and when it finally plays out, it goes way far, way ahead of where you're expecting it to take a trade from, making it difficult for you to enter a trade, because if you enter that trade considering your SL, before you enter a trade, always check your SL. If you enter this trade now, how many pips are you willing to risk? If you enter this trade now, how many pips are you willing to risk? You set your position first. You set your position. The way this market broke out, if I should enter it now, how much am I willing to risk? What should be the pips of my SL? When you realize that, okay, the breakout, I don't know what strategy you all trade, but I'm only saying that if your setup plays out, and maybe let's say for those of you who trade breakout, okay, breakout and retest, and let's say the breakout was very long. Let me show you guys an example from the chart. I'm coming. Let me just show you guys an example from the chart. Okay, this is an example here. So let's say you had a breakout. For those of you who trade breakout, okay, or even SMC, and then you're waiting. I'm just giving an illustration, all right? So you're waiting for a breakout to happen, and then finally a candle broke out and closed below your line, your level. So the first thing you should do is, first of all, check to see if you should enter this trade right here. Set your position. Ask yourself, if you enter this trade right here, look at this place now. This line is a very valid line. All right, this line. Wait, what happened? I would have just deleted that thing. Okay, so this line is a very valid line, yeah? So you're asking yourself, okay, has this breakout happened? Definitely. See, if a breakout happens on gold, even some other pairs, there's always a retracement back to that line. There's always a retracement back to the place it broke out from. Take note. So now you set your position. You ask if you should enter this trade now because price broke out. The breakout was very long. If price should retrace, how much would you be risking? And that was what I did on Friday. And that was what saved us from having losses. Because I calculated if we should enter, we're waiting for the breakout to happen. And then the breakout happened, but it broke out so long. For those of you who were on the live on Friday, you remember what I'm saying. The breakout happened so long. I'm still going to give another illustration. Let me just finish this. So you ask yourself, okay, if you should enter this trade now, what will be your SL? Now, let's say normally your SL is 80 pips or thereabout. But then you notice the breakout was long, and if you should enter, you'll be risking so much because of if this trade should, want to retrace to touch back that place it broke out from, you're going to be losing so much, and it's not something you can afford to lose. Don't force it. Please don't force it. Stay away from the market. Even though your setup played out, stay away from the market. Always calculate your risk. So let's go to Friday. Let me show you guys something on Friday. That was what happened on Friday. Okay, so I remember my trades very well because it's my setup. All right, so I remember every trade I take out, even though I delete everything off my chart, I still remember, because it's not a guess trade. It's not a guess trade. I don't do guess trade here. Okay, so this is 15 minutes, and then I think the price was somewhere here. Yes. So I told us, let's wait for a breakout, that if the market should break above this line, was either somewhere here or somewhere around here, but I know it was somewhere around here. So I say if the market should break above this line, this level here, we're going to take the buy trade. And look what happened. Yes, the market did break out, but the breakout was very long. So what did I do? I said, okay, guys, even if we're to enter this trade here, the SL is going to be wide. The SL will be risking 137 pips, which is not worth it. Because even if this market uh, does not retrace, it's better to stay away. It's better to avoid it and stay away. But the goal that I know, it will always come back to test back that place it broke out from. To always come back, it will always retrace to test the place it broke out from. Okay, so and it likes to give drawdown. It likes to give drawdown. So this was what I avoided. Okay, I said let's not enter this trade, even though we've been waiting for this setup to play out, and then finally it played out and it broke out so long. Let's avoid the market in case a drawdown happens. We're not willing to risk this much SL for, just because we need to enter the trade or just because setup played out. And so we avoided the market, and I decided to leave this position here so as to show you guys what I'm talking about when I mean drawdown. Okay, and look what happened. Price even went way beyond 137 pips. It broke below down to 158 pips. If we had entered this trade from here, the market would have been in a crazy loss, very crazy loss. And look what happened. Market still came back down. So sometimes it's you just need to know when to stay away from the market, even though you waited all day for your setup to play out and then finally it played out. But you always confirm if you should enter this trade. Would you be risking much? Did it break out? So always try to confirm. And if you confirm that you're going to be risking so much, don't enter the trade. Don't, please. All right, so let's go to 4 hours. I'm going to delete this. So what we're going to do on 4 hour, are we done with the review? Are we done reviewing this trade? Yes, we're done. Okay, I'm done reviewing the last week trade. Okay, so now this is still 4 hours. Like I said, remember this zone here I drew, this resistance, this is support. Okay, so if you're taking a trade within this frame, don't hold for long. All right, don't hold for long. And during this war and back and forth with US and Iran, I'm tired of mentioning those countries' name. I'm tired of calling those two countries. I think I will just abbreviate it. The war going on between you and I. You guys, when I said you and I, it felt like me and you. I and you. It's the same thing. That cracked me up. Okay, so guys, I'm going to delete this because I don't trade support and I don't trade resistance. I have a reason why I have this line here. So the reason for this line is not because price has been reacting there, so I now mark there as support. It's not why. This is not why I have this line, of which when we go to a smaller time frame, I'm going to show you why we have this, this box. I'm going to show you why we have this box here, okay? All right, so this is 4 hours. So the overview of the overall structure of this market is telling me a range from the 4 hour time frame, because even though it looked like sellers were in, the market came down, it's still a range. Okay, so what I want to do is first, let me delete this and draw it again for the sake of those who are new on this channel, on my live. So I just deleted that zone and I want to draw it again so you know why I have that line there. All right, so this is 4 hour, like you see here. Sometime let's say second or third week of March, but from the 18th of March to 22nd of March, the market, SMC took over the market. All right, SMC took over the market, creating inefficiencies in the market, right? So what I did was mark out my zone, my fair value gap, which price has already respected from, let me show you. I marked my fair value gap from the smaller time frame, from the higher time frame, not the smaller time frame. Sorry, I marked my fair value gap, the candle that formed before order block, not fair value gap, order block, the candle that formed before before SMC took over the market. So that was what I did. For those of you who have been joining, you'd remember vividly when I drew this zone here. All right, so see what happened. This is not this isn't what I deleted. All right, this is not the zone I deleted. I'm coming there shortly. I'm just showing you the first one I drew, and I just want to also show you how price reacted there when it got there. All right. So price got there after this move was created on the 19th of March. First week, second week, on the third week was when price came to test that zone. So you now see what I'm talking about? Like my A setup could take weeks, could take months. All right. I wouldn't really say, yeah, it could take months. When I say months, I don't mean 5 months, 7 months, or thereabout. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months. Okay. So just like this now, I don't know the months this second one. Okay, let me just hold on. We're going to, when I get to that zone, then I'm going to see what I'm about to say, okay? What I was about to say before I stopped. So you can see where we marked earlier as our resistance zone. What was it before? It was an order block. So you see why I say I don't trade support and resistance. Okay, it's okay to trade. It's okay if that's what you understand. Okay, I'm not saying it to trade it is bad. I'm only saying it. Gold doesn't entirely respect it. Just like this now. Let's just say maybe you mark this point, and this point as your resistance zone. See the way gold disrespected it. See the way gold disrespected it here with this week. You would say yes, it came to clear liquidity and all of that. Okay, fine. That's why I said it's just learn liquidity and fair value gap and supply and demand. Okay, learn liquidity, fair value gap, and supply and demand if you want to really trade gold. Okay, so you see why I say I don't trade support and resistance. Fair value gap, it works more. So I had my order block here, and look how price has been reacting over time, right? So I could just leave that there and then maybe trade when a full body candle closes above this zone. You get trade when a full body candle closes above this zone. All right, so let's go back to the lines I deleted that I said I was going to draw it back. All right, so this is it. That line, those lines you saw me delete that I said I was going to draw back, I deleted them to explain to you why I had those lines there. So let's draw that together. So you see this candle here, the short candle before the impulse move in one direction to one direction. I'm marking that now. A lot of orders happened there. There was a lot of order that happened here. As you can see, this is even a liquidity. This is liquidity here. This is liquidity. Money rested here before smart money came in. A lot of money rested here before smart money came in. All right. So this is a premium price. You can say this is a premium price. What this simply means is when price comes to this zone, a lot happened here. See what happened? See, a lot happened here. So when price comes to this zone, it's going to react to the downside. That's what's going to happen. It's going to react to the downside. All right. So I have my order block drawn there. And for how many weeks now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5 weeks now, price hasn't come to test it yet. So we're still waiting. Okay. They say I also trade order block, fair value gap on BTC, right? So just like you see here, before price goes to touch those order block, fair value gap, it could take weeks. So while I'm waiting for that to play out, I have setups that plays out every day that I can easily take a trade and make some profit and get out while I'm waiting. All right, so you can have more than one strategy. That's just all I meant, and all I just want to say. You can have more than one strategy. You can have your A setup. You can have your normal setup. You could just take trades on. So, all right. So I deleted this because I didn't want to have a lot of box on my. I don't want to have a lot of box on my chart, but I'm gonna leave this here so we can see how the market has been reacting here on the smaller time frame. Okay, I'll leave this one here so we see how the market has been reacting on the small time frame. Then this one, take note of this, because when we go to a smaller time frame, you're going to know why I drew this. Like I said, I didn't draw this because of a support or whatsoever. There's a reason why I drew this, and an order block and fair value gap, all right, on the smaller time frame was why I drew this box. So this is the line I deleted, which I have drawn back just to explain to you, to explain to those who are new to this channel why I had this line here. So So this is what's gonna happen here. When price gets here, price is gonna react. I'm seeking to take a sell here. I'm seeking to take a sell here. So I'm going to draw a position down. I'm going to draw my position down. I'm going to draw my position down. Okay. Of course, if I retrace down to this box, it might, I said might, I don't control the market, might trace down to this box. Until then, if you're on the Telegram channel, you would be updated. You would know when we take this trade, and I'll drop a target profit where we're going to get out from. Okay, so let's look further. This is 4-hour time frame. Remember, on the 4-hour time frame is where you spot your supply and demand. So you see this place that I call order block. You see this place that I call an order block. You can also call it a mini supply zone. Okay, I used to call all these places mini supply zone. It's just recently I started using the word order block. So that's why you hear wise and smart traders tell you, don't get yourself confused. You know, ICT, SMC, all this, they're all the same. They just have a different name for them. Okay, so don't get yourself confused. This some traders call a mini supply zone. This some traders call an order block. All right, this also some traders call liquidity. So just pick one and make use of it. And there is a, you don't just see something like this and just assume it's another block. There are confluences that validate another block. There are confluences that validate an order block. Okay, so don't just see something like that and just, oh, this is an order block, let me draw. No, you've got to learn. You've got to learn the things that validates that this order block is very valid, you know, is okay. So let's keep looking. I already have, you see this blue line here is actually a zone 2. It's actually a zone 2. So smart money took over the market right here. Sorry, for those of you on TikTok, sorry. Smart money took over the market right here. So I have this blue line here because I didn't want to have too many boxes on my chart. So I just had to draw the line and wait for when price is going to come there. Then I can now draw the box. So you see, when price gets here, price is going to react when it gets there. Why didn't I draw it here? Why didn't I draw the line here? You see this small candle before the impulse move? Why didn't I draw a line there? Here? Because it was already tested. See the candle that tested it? This candle went up to test it. It's already tested. So we're going to work with the one that has not been tested yet. You can say mitigated. We'll work with the one that has not been mitigated yet or kissed yet, whatever name, whatever word you want to use. So you see you see the gap between this candle and this candle, right? This is a fair value gap. All right, this is a fair value gap. There are also confluences that can validate a valid fair value gap. All right, you don't just see what I just showed you and just, oh wait, I heard Spice Me FX talk about this, or Gold Baron, whatever name you want to call me. I heard her talk about this. Oh, this is a fair value gap. When I first heard about fair value gap, I think I heard that on. Oh, the first person who taught me Forex was the one who brought my notice to it. So I tried to learn it, I think on YouTube and Instagram, but man, it was confusing because different traders had different explanation to it. It confused me. I had to leave it. I said, I beg, I don't want to trade it. So as time went on, you know, spending so much time in the market, and then I was still learning it regardless on my own. I learned this on my own. None of the mentors I paid to learn, you know, for Forex from as taught fair value gap. No, I don't think any of them uses trade fair value gap. None of the mentors I paid to learn Forex from use a trade fair value gap. So this is just something I learned on my own. So this is still 4-hour time frame. Take a look at this too. All right. Take a look at it. This is another, you can say this is a supply zone. You can say this is a supply zone because it's a swing high. It's a swing high. All right. This is a swing high. So this is our supply zone, meaning anything that comes to this zone, anything that brings price up here is going to react before it breaks above it. Anything that brings price up to this zone here. Are you seeing what it's going to react. It's going to react to the downside. If it actually wants to break above, when gold wants to do its all-time high and all of those things, it's going to first of all react here, because this is a supply zone, a major supply zone. React here before it breaks out. But I don't know what year, what months that's going to happen. I won't say year. I don't know which months that is going to happen. So let's work with what's close by. What is close by? Let's work with what's close by right now. Okay, so I'm done highlighting our zone. I'm done highlighting our zone here on the 4 hour. Now let's go to 1 hour time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame is to know the current trend of the market. Current trend. 4 hour is to know the overall structure. 1 hour is to know the current trend. 1 hour time frame is also where, it's the current trend that guides you on how to draw your trend line. All right, that's why I say current trend. You draw your trend line on the 1 hour time frame. You can also draw it on the 15-minute time frame, or you can also draw it on the 30-minute time frame. But however, from 1 hour gives you a current trend of the market. Like as you can see now, you see this is 1 hour. What would you say is the current trend of the market? Downtrend. Okay, downtrend. So you can now mark your trend line. You draw your trend line on the 1 hour time frame. Mark your trend line. You see what I just did? You see what I just did? I'm coming. Okay. Do you see what I just did? You see this trend line here? This is why I don't like to trade trend line, because gold does not really respect it. So I have my first touch here. I have my first touch here, and I have another one here. Okay, so I'm going to mark it there. If I'm to take this trade, I'm only going to take this trade on the 4th touch. The 3rd touch only tells me, okay, this trend line is valid. All right. If you're drawing a trend line, ensure it has at least 3 touches before you strike a trade. All right, strike a trade on the 4th touch. So this is 1 hour time frame, and I drew a trend line here because I see how price. Okay. Let me draw my trend line. Price even came again to test it the 3rd time, but did he really touch it? No, he didn't really touch it. So let's go to 50 minutes. Let's just assume we want to take this trade. Touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, I guess. Okay, see? No, I wouldn't say touch 3 because he never touched it. So this is what I'll call touch 3. This is touch 3 actually. If we really want to be technical here. Let me navigate this well. That's our trend line. Okay, this one touched. So this is the first one. First touch, second touch. It still did not even touch. This one never went to touch it. This was the one that went to touch it. This is the 3rd touch, giving a reversal candlestick formation to the downside. Now, you want to now wait for the 4th touch to enter. What now happened? A breakout, yeah? A breakout was what happened. See? It broke out. It came back to test. It liquidated. And then it fell back down in. Although, yeah, from when this candle closed below the line, below this trend line, you could take a sell trade from here. But this is why I don't like to trade trend line, especially on gold, because it does not really respect it like that. It doesn't really respect it. But there are some people, there are some traders who trade trend line and it works for them, okay? But I don't think, it works for them. Some just use trend line as an additional confluence to give them a confirmation, just like some people use Fibonacci tool as an additional confluence to give them a certainty that, okay, yes, they should buy or they should sell. So as you can see, this was a 3rd touch, and now the 4th touch where I was supposed to enter, price broke out. Let's say I also enter this trade from here. Let me see from here to this place. No, let me not use the ruler. Let me use a position. Let me set this position here. Be risking 76 pips to make how many pips? 140 pips. See? Invalid. to make 140 pips. Or let's just say I wanted to wait. Let's say I want to wait. Let's say I want to wait for price to come and retest this trend line it broke out from and start buying to the upside. Look at what it did. This is 50-minute. It gave a doji and it gave a green candle. Like, it gave a candle formation that buyers are in. This formation means buyers are in. All right. Now look at what happened. This is gold. Let's say I want to risk 70 or 85 pips. Did he buy? No, he did not. See, he didn't buy. Actually came to keep me out. And trading this kind of strategy, maybe let's say you call a trade for someone and then it goes against you. They'll start thinking you don't know how to trade. They'll start assuming, oh, you don't know how to trade. Go and learn this one, go and learn that one. They don't know it's been playing other days. It just did not play out well this week or maybe that day. So this is why I don't trade trend line. I don't trade trend line because gold doesn't really always respect trend line. So just work with fair value gaps, all right? So let's go to we're currently on 1 hour. We're done with 4 hour time frame. So this is 1 hour time frame now. 1 hour time frame is to give you the current trend of the market and to guide you to draw your trend line if you see any range in the trend in the market. Okay. So on the 1 hour time frame, let's look at the overview of the 1 hour, not just last week. Let's look at the overview of the 1 hour. Remember this first zone I drew here. Look at the liquidity here. Okay, price came up there. This was the one I respected. You see, one thing about gold is, you see this fair value gap. You see this fair value gap on other currency pairs, not all of the currency pairs. let me not gatekeep. On AUD USD, on Euro USD, on USD JPY, and even on BTC, you see this fair value gap. When price comes back there, it just, once it touches it, it gives a confirmation for a retracement, like it's gonna sell, and then you can now enter for your sell. But you see gold it must do what it likes to do. If for those of you who have been consistent in enjoying my live stream whenever I go live, you understand what I'm about to say right now. I gave you guys an illustration on BTC, how price came to our fair value gap, only gave a confirmation, like it touched it and then gave a candle confirmation for an entry. And from there, oh, sorry, some of you can see. I'm coming. Let me just take this. Let me bring this here. Okay, it touched the price, came to the fair value gap, right? And then it gave a candlestick formation for, like, it wants to react, it's about to sell. Buyers took the price to that order block. Buyers took the price to the order block, and then sellers took over. And you could see a confirmation that sellers are in from the candlesticks, all right? So it doesn't trick with deep drawdowns or wicks or whatever. It just forms the candlestick, reversal candlestick, and starts dumping. From when it touch, just create the candlestick it wants to create and start dumping. But you see, on gold, this is what happened on gold. Gold, you have to be very careful trading order block fair value gap on gold because of this. Okay, let's just say you couldn't. This is 1 hour. This is 1 hour. Should we go to 50 minutes so we can see what happened clearly? All right, so let's go to 50 minutes very quickly, very, very quickly. This is 15 minutes. Let's go see how price reacted on that order block. All right, this is it. This is it. This one here. This one here. This one here. So gold will always like to do what it likes to do. Okay, check this out. Exactly. You see this? When buyers brought the market to this order block, right? It gave a doji and it gave, in fact, let me not just say doji, because doji is not enough to guarantee that sellers are in or buyers are in. You need the next candle to form beside it to tell you who is in the market, all right? I've been saying this many times. So let me just say, and you also need to study candle formations, all right? One candle is not enough to tell you who is in the market. You need candlestick formations. You need to understand how to read candlestick formations, okay? So there was a candlestick formation on this zone. So this is where I would have entered this sell. See, from here, from when this candlestick told me that sellers are in, after I reacted on the zone, I would have taken a sell trade from there, set my SL at the very last candle, at that very candle, the close of that very candle, set my SL there, and I want to target this place. I would have come like target just this place because there was a gap here. You see this gap here? So this would have been my SL, sorry, my TP. Or maybe let's say, see, when trading order block, right? When trading order block, it goes like, for instance, you took that sell trade here, like it goes long. That's why I call it a setup. It moves long. It's not like my daily, like the daily setups I usually have to catch a trade for that day that, or I need to catch short move. You understand? If you're trading order block, it usually goes long. You can even catch up to 1,000 pips. Yeah, you can catch up to 1,000 pips. Okay, so I saw a gap here. Let's assume all this did not happen. You see, I just blocked this. Let's assume all this didn't happen. I drew my order block here. I was waiting for price to come there, which price did. And then I came to the smaller time frame, expecting to see a confirmation for an entry that sellers are in, and of which I did. I saw it here from this candle formation. I entered this trade for sell. This will be my first target because I know price would come down to close this gap it created here. Perhaps buyers just wanted to go get more supplies before they come down to close this gap, right? So this would have been my position. But look what happened. Gold will always like to do what it does. See what happened? It tricked. It went back up to form an M. It's only GBP USD and some other currency pairs I know that forms an M pattern, W pattern, an M chart pattern, W chart pattern, head and shoulder chart patterns if it wants to reverse, you know, not gold. So I was literally surprised seeing gold doing M pattern. You get? So although I did not take this trade, all right, I didn't take this trade. So I'm just showing you what happens on gold if you're trying to trade order block on gold. Okay, so I mean, would you have known that price would go back again to form around that zone? So I would have gotten kicked out. But every other pairs, like the ones I called out, the ones I mentioned, this does not happen. This does not happen. Once price gets to the zone and forms a confirmation for a sell or buy, depending on the trend, it does not go back. It does not go back to kick you out. You get? It just goes straight. Once it touches there, it now start playing down. Of course, price doesn't move in one line. So now let's look at this. The price eventually come down to the place I said, yes, price will come down to as my TP. Did it? Yes, it did. How many pips? 1,132 pips. 1,132 pips on gold. Did it keep selling? No, it did not. Guys, look at what happened. Look at what happened from when it closed that gap. Sorry. I'm coming. I want everyone to see this. From the moment it closed that gap, you see, why, like, if you're entering a trade, you should know where your next TP will be. And from on my previous live, I told you guys, like, what I look out for when I'm setting my TP, my reasons for my TP. I told you, I think I mentioned 3 things. Okay, so this is, I would have set my TP here because I saw a gap here and I know price was going to come close this gap it created, right? On Monday. This happened on Monday. Okay, this happened on Tuesday, actually, not Monday. It happened on Tuesday. All right, so see what now happened. See what played out. See what played out. When price came there, it closed that gap. It didn't keep going down. It went back up. So by now, they've been out of the market. So let's say maybe price came back up to kick me out. How many pips did it even give us before? If I was to enter this trade, how many pips? Okay, fair. 39 pips. Sorry, 35. Sorry, 359 pips. 359 pips. If I had entered this trade from here. If I had entered this trade from here. 339 pips. Sorry, 359 pips, not 339. 359 pips. Okay, but this is 1:2. This wouldn't have been my take profits. This was my take profits because this is an order block, which is a very valid block. Okay, so now let's say price now came back to my entry, because I would have set break even here. So let's say price came back to hit me on break even. I'll just keep watching it. Of course I would have entered here, because see this formation, this candle formation means sellers are in. Like, it's a reversal formation. Okay, it's a reversal candle formation, this. So apparently I would have entered another one here, because a reversal formation formed on a zone. So if anyone that tells you don't trade candlesticks, don't trade candlesticks, sometimes I wonder what they're thinking, saying, you know, traders should not trade candlesticks. Is it not candlesticks you're trading? Guys, you need to learn candlesticks. You need to learn candlesticks, guys. All right? Now, when you learn candlesticks, only trade the candlesticks when it forms in a zone. So you want to mark your zone, and you want to wait for price to get to that zone, give you a formation, candlestick formation for a reversal, as a confirmation for an entry. All right? You can't just wait. You can't just enter sell trade here blindly, because it's a sell trade, or sorry, because it's a zone. I think some traders do that. I don't know. I don't care. But I don't know. Let me not say what I don't know, Sha. But from what I see, from what I think some traders don't wait for a confirmation, an entry confirmation. They just enter as long as it's a zone. They don't care. They enter and they set SL above here. Why? How? Why? Why? You enter, you say SL above here. 336 pips on gold as SL, telling yourself price not going to get there. But what if price gets there? You're going to be losing a whole lot. So what you want to do is wait for a confirmation, a candlestick confirmation for a reversal. Okay? So as you can see now, right? Price, if you see this full body candle that closed inside the zone, of course you don't want to enter there. You want to wait for another one to, like, see guys, there's something they call reversal candlesticks formation. Reversal candlestick formation. Learn it, and then apply. Look out for it. When price gets to a zone, you'll make money. Okay, you'll make money. So I already know this pattern. This is a sell trade, and for the fact, even though I took a loss here on break even, I won't be scared to enter another one here. Why wouldn't I be scared? Because I know this setup. I have backtested it, I understand it, I know how it plays out. If it wasn't going to sell, it wouldn't have formed a formation right back there again. And take a look at this. You'll see that this is an M pattern the market was trying to form. So it's not just giving me a confirmation for a sell by candlesticks formation. It's also giving me a confirmation to sell. Another confirmation for this sell trade was the M chart pattern. Okay, the M chart pattern. But an M chart pattern and a W chart pattern, even neck and head and shoulder chart pattern, is only valid when price breaks below the neck. When price breaks below the neck, that's when it's valid. But if look at this, my first mentorship, which I paid to learn Forex for the first time, they said only take a trade when a full body candle closes below the chart. See, maybe it was that era. Chart patterns. Of course, there was a time chart patterns was being respected in the market. Once you see a double top like this, strike, enter that trade, go full margin. But then this smart money concept, they knew that traders were making a lot of money from this pattern. What did they now start doing? They changed it. Before, maybe, when the first mentorship I enrolled for to learn Forex, they said when price closes below the neck pattern, that's when you can take a sell trade if it's down, if it's an M. But if it's a W, that's when you can take a buy trade. Just always wait for candle to close below the neck. Those kind of things. But then I actually backtested it, and I saw that this market does not respect that. It does not respect that pattern. Look at it. I would have been kicked out here if I was to enter this trade from here. See. So this kind of pattern doesn't work anymore in this era and regime. It doesn't work anymore. So that's why I told you guys on the previous live stream, always backtest the market every day. Even if you stayed away for 2 weeks, 1 week, when you come back, try to backtest the market. So know what's been happening, because market changes. market changes. So you need to be updated to know the current, like what the market is doing right now, not by the structure or trend. Just like this now, I see an M pattern, which gold hardly prints M pattern or W pattern, right? This is not the only M pattern. This is another M pattern. So what you want to take note, oh, okay, is this a new pattern gold wants to start printing now? Is this a new pattern gold wants to start printing now? Okay. Okay, noted. Noted. I've noted it. This is another M pattern. So it gives me a heads up. This is another M pattern. This one. Are people seeing it? This one? This one here. This is another M pattern. So me that don't trade chart patterns, right? The fact that I've seen gold printing M chart patterns at the height of an uptrend, W chart pattern. I've not really seen a W chart pattern though. It's just an M chart pattern at the top. So apparently I might just be looking out for that, but not 100%. Not 100% looking out, because that's not what I trade. But I could just use it as an added confluence for my entry. All right. So let's go back to 1 hour time frame. This is 1 hour 26 minutes that I've been live. Okay. All right. So this is 1 hour time frame. This zone has already been respected. So for me, that's why I deleted it. I deleted this box here, but I'm going to leave this box. No, I'll delete it because see, it's no longer valid. See, let me show you why it's no longer valid. See, a full body candle closed above it. Now, if I was trading all this support and resistance, this is 1 hour. Seeing this move, I would have entered for a buy and market would have kicked me out here. Okay, so from when the market respected this order block on the first touch, you see the first time it respected it was when this order block became invalid. But I just had to leave the zone there because I was waiting for, I wanted to see when price, I wanted to know when price would break above it. I wanted to know when price would break above it, of which it finally did, but it tricked. That was a fake breakout. It came back in. So that was the reason why I deleted it, because it's no longer valid. I could leave it maybe for resistance, but gold doesn't really respect resistance, support, and all of that. It does not respect. Now, back to why I have this line here. You see the gap between this candle and this third one here? This is an order block. This is a fair value gap, right? And now that was why I drew this here. It's even supposed to be long. I really don't know why I made it that short. It's supposed to be long. Maybe it's a 15-minute candle. It's supposed to be long, see? But it does not matter. It doesn't really matter. Your concern is price to get there, right? Just touch the block, the candle that created this gap. Just, the candle before SMT took over and then created imbalances. Just mark the height of that candle. That's your own concern. So it doesn't really matter whether you mark it like this or like this. So let's just assume it's like this. All right. So this is the reason why I have this zone right here, because of this fair value gap, which I know price is going to come down to kiss it. Okay, to fill the gap. So week 2, okay, on the second week was when price came down. I drew this zone, I think on the, let me see, please, I'm coming. Okay, this is 30 minutes. Let's go to 50 minutes. Okay, let's go to 4 hour. Okay, so look at this, guys. On the 4 hour, it showed as a week. You see this? On the 4 hour, it showed as a week, a shadow. You can call it a week or a shadow, all right, or leg, whatever it is you want to call it. It's either week or shadow. So if you hear a trader say shadow, just know it means week, all right. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, it became very visible. See, it became very visible what that place is. A gap, an order block, and then liquidity, and then up to the upside. So yes, you can draw your order block on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, not just 4 hour. You can draw it on the 4 hour when you spot one, or the 1 hour time frame when you spot one. This is not an educational live stream, guys. Well, we're literally analyzing the market for the week. All right, so before I can go, like, I don't just want to go straight to the point to analyze the market and just get out. I want to explain to you guys why we have a certain zone, why I'm drawing my box here. That's the reason for this explanation. It's not a mentorship live stream, it's not an educational live stream. Okay, I always like to be clear. That's the reason for all these explanations on this chart. All right, so guys, let's see what happened then. Price the following week it came, it touched it. Okay, let's take note of this. Let's see what happened on the 50 minutes time frame. Let's see how that place was. Okay, so this is it. But this move happened when everybody were not in the market. Let's see, it happened. Okay, look at when it happened, towards the ending of New York. I wasn't even in this market. I had already closed my device for the day. So it happened at towards the closing of New York. So I didn't see this. If I had seen this, I would have strike my buy, because I already know this candlestick formation is a reversal candlestick formation. Okay. All right. So this is 15 minutes. Let's go back to 1 hour. So price came there. With the way from the 1 hour, with the way this candle played out here, I suspected strongly that it will come back again to test it well, which it did in New York on Friday. This is the actual reversal. Let's see how price played out there on the 15 minutes on Friday, Tokyo. Okay. See, even when it touched it that first, again, the second time, there was no confirmation for a buy trade. Sorry. Even when it touched it again the second time, there was no confirmation for a buy trade. See what happened. Okay, we took, did I? Okay, this is Wednesday. Let me see. Okay, this is Thursday. Okay, this was the day we took the BTC trade. That price came to hit us. Price came to our TP3 and it reversed immediately. All right, reversed me. So this one is gold. So apparently the same move happened. Okay, the same move happened. So this is the zone and the other block. So I'm just trying to show you that price came there again the second time, but there was a sharp reversal, long reversal to the upside. So there was no entry confirmation for this buy trade. It just touched and went back up immediately. So let's look at when price came back there to that zone again. So it came back to that zone again, okay, and then it broke out. It came back again to test this. Now, from here, we were not trading gold this week that just finished. Otherwise, I would have seen this move. You see this engulfing candle? This one. This move happened early Tokyo, early London. The doji on the zone and then the engulfing candle. I would have strike my buy trade here. Sets 90 pips as just the end of the candle. Just the end of that candle. Then target this place. This is 1 to 3. Target the next high for my take profits. The price get there or not? It did. Did he almost come to trick? Did he trick us as though he wants to start, as if he wants to kick us out? Did he trick us as if he wants to kick us out? Yes, he did. This is nonsense drawdown on gold. I don't like gold for its nonsense drawdown. That's why I like BTC. BTC doesn't have crazy drawdown with the setup let's just say it doesn't have crazy drawdown. Depends on your setup, depends on when you're entering the trade. But gold gives crazy drawdown that can make you easily close your trade because you fear to go kick you out on your SL. But someone like me, for those of you who have been following me, you would understand that my trade is either TP or SL. I don't panic when it's drawdown. It's either you hit me out or you get me to my take profit. Because I've seen cases where price comes very close to my SL and then retraces. All right, so this is why I can confidently hold a trade, because I've seen fake drawdown happen and then eventually goes my way. All right. Okay, so all right, so this was the reason why I would have taken this trade here is not because of the candlestick formation, it's because of what played out here. Because of not what played out, because of this zone. This is a zone. This alone is a valid zone. So if price comes there and refuses to break below this zone and is breaking back above this box, giving a confirmation entry candle formation for a buy, I am going to stick it. Why? Because this is a zone. Zone is zone. Like, how will I put it? Zone is not middle of chart. It's a place where price reacts to whenever it gets there. So it's valid. If you see an entry there, take it. So I'll delete that. So now you now understand why I have this zone here, right? You now understand why I have this zone here. Now, if you're going to 1 hour time frame, it will look like it's a support level, but it's not actually a support level. Or you could actually say it's a support level, but I'm saying that I didn't draw this zone. Someone coming looking at my charts now will think, okay, I marked this zone because price reacted there is a support level. No, the genesis of this zone is because there was an order block. So price eventually, as in later, coming back to react there many times. It only means is the market that just wants to make that place a support level. All right, it's just the market that wants to make that place its support level. So yes, you can call this a support level. All right. Okay, so this is 1 hour. Let's look out for possible trade for the week. Now we are entering analysis now. We're going to analyze the market for this coming week. Coming. All right. So the market created a gap here. I told you guys, for those of you who have been following me, like who have been joining my live stream consistently, you would remember when I gave you guys a hint. The hint I gave you guys that whenever you see a gap on gold, prepare gold. Like gold always goes to clear it. Gold always goes to clear. Gold always goes to clear. Sorry, always goes to cover the gap it creates. But it is not the same. It's not so for every other pairs. It's not so for every other pairs because as a pair like USD I see a lot of gaps, a couple of gaps that it created even since last year, 2025, that it hasn't gone to close yet. So not all pairs respect the closing of gaps, okay? So this alone is some people's strategy, all right? Waiting to see the market open, create gap, then they know how to enter the trade. This alone is some trader strategy. So I'm just saying that they are over 2,000. Before, you can say they were before, right? It used to be the phrase was over 1,000 strategy. But the more traders enter the market, learn the market, understand the market, the more new strategy comes in. So right now, I'm telling you, there are over 2,000 strategies out there. You just need to pick 1 or 2 or 3 and stick to it. Even if you see somebody posting screenshot of their profit and you didn't make profit that day, stick to what you know. Your setup didn't play out, your strategy didn't play out, no problem. All right? But your own is you're following your discipline. You are following your discipline. You following your discipline makes you a winner, whether you took that trade or not, whether the trade played out your way or not. It makes you a winner. All right? So just like remember the lady on the live stream on Friday who said she was on the buy on gold, right? I don't know what she may have seen that made her took that buy trade on gold, but all I know is I have what works for me, and I was literally waiting for price to get to a certain level before I take my buy trade, right? It's either she took that on her own will or she took the signal from another trader. But I'm just saying there was something they saw, right? There's something you must see in the market that makes you take a trade. You get. So I was waiting for my own to play out, which it did, but it broke out so long. Does that make me a bad trader? No, it doesn't. Everybody have their setups. Just have your own. You see, one thing about trading is, let me explain this in a very, very simple term. As a trader, right? Pray to know your own setup. Pray to have your own setup. Just that's all I can say. There are a lot out there. Pray to have your own. When I say your own, I mean the one that you know that works well. There's a setup you know it repeats itself. All the time it repeats itself. That's your own. That's your own. So it's now left for you to maximize it when the opportunity plays out. It's now left for you to maximize it. So when you know that you have a long way to go is when you're still jumping from one strategy to another. When you're still jumping from one setup to another because maybe the one you had didn't play out. That's when you know, you still have a long way to go. Well, if you're a trader and you're in the category of traders who, even though your setup didn't play out, or even though your setup failed that day, you still show up, you're still consistent, you're still believing in that setup, you're still trading only that setup, then it means you're on the path of success. That's what it means. You're on the path of success. Because you understand that not all strategy plays out 100% of the time. There are days it's gonna fail. There are days it's gonna play out well, but the days it plays out well is gonna be more than the days it fails. Okay, So I just indirectly encourage you guys to stick to one setup, or two or three, max three, and not jump from one strategy to another. That's the thing that makes that delays your growth in forex, and that was what delayed my own growth. That was what delayed my own growth in forex. I was still jumping from one setup to another, trying to know what works for this one, trying to know what works, jumping from one pair to another, having many pairs on my watch list. When you're doing all those things, it delays you. But when you decide to focus on only one setup, one or two pairs, you go far. You master it in no time, and then when the opportunity comes, you maximize it, and you do well. Okay, so right now, this is my valid zone here. This is my valid zone here for the week. For the week, this one here. This is my valid zone for the week. This is 1 hour. This zone, I got this zone from the 4 hour time frame. All right. Okay. Price has not come there yet. Price hasn't come there yet. See, it's still a virgin zone. It's still a virgin zone. Unlike the one I drew here that was already, even this one. This one is no longer a virgin zone. This one is no longer a virgin zone. So this one is still a virgin zone because it's not being mitigated yet. Okay. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, let's put all right. On the 1 hour time frame, let us see if we can spot any fair value gap or order block. I see one though. I see one. So there's something that happened here. This is 1 hour. I'm just gonna mark out that place, but I may not trade it. I'll just see how price is gonna react there. So there's a fair value gap here. This is a mini supply zone, right? This is a mini supply zone. The third candle didn't go to kiss it. Kiss the first. See, this is an order block. An order block or a mini supply zone, whatever you call it. Just understand what you mean, okay? Just understand what you mean. So let's extend it to the current day. Let's extend that to the current day. If you're on your system, this is 1 hour time frame. This is 1 hour time frame. You can draw that too. You can draw that too. So on the 1 hour time frame, I expanded my chart. Let me remove this so that the chart won't look too I think it's very cleaner like this. So on the 1 hour time frame, I expanded my chart. First of all, the overview, the overall structure of the market tells me this is a range. So I go down to 1 hour time frame. First, let's go to 4 hour time frame and see something. Guys, it aligns. It aligns. You see this? You see this zone I just drew now? It aligns with the 4 hour time frame. So I went to the 1 hour time frame to look out for any possible zone because, okay, I would like to take a trade. Okay, so let me mark out a zone that, okay, fine, something I can take right now if I should get there. Okay, where would it be? Okay, I see a fair value gap here. I see a liquidity here. I see an order block. All right, so what I did was I marked out that place. There was a lot of order here. All right. So, okay, on the one, that's this box is 4 hours. So now I come down to 1 hour, right? On the 1 hour is now where you now adjust. You adjust your box. Okay? You adjust it. Even if you spotted your zone on the 4 hour, when you come down to 1 hour, you can always adjust it. This thing I'm saying is I'm not supposed to be saying all these things. Oh my god, I'm not supposed to be saying all this. These things are mentorship. These are educational. This is. You know what I mean? So you are just, shit, I'm not supposed to say this. I was just supposed to just draw my zone and make it surface. Okay, so I'll try to round off very soon. Okay, this, like I said, we've entered the analytical part. Right? So now, you already know why we have this zone here. Now I just drew the next one here, okay? Which, this is 1 hour, which also aligns with 4 hour. I mean, there's a fair value gap here. There's an order block here. So price is likely going to react when it gets there. Okay. If you're on the channel, you know when I'm going to take this trade and where I'm going to set as my TP and SL. Okay. So I'm still looking at it on the 1 hour time frame. I'm still looking at the chart on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, I see no other zone, see no other valid zone on except the next one here, the one I drew since 4 or 5 weeks ago. All right, so this is the one that I might likely just take. See, the two things are likely to happen here. If I told you guys for those of you who joined from the beginning, I told you that I read the candle from the weekly. When we read the candle from the weekly, I told you guys that this looks, first of all, on the weekly, it shows range. On the daily, it shows an indecision candle forming on my zone. And I told you guys that this looks like buyers are in the market. Buyers would, when the market opens, buyers would be the ones in the market. The market will buy. So this is an indecision candle, and like I said, when you see an indecision candle, it means buyers and sellers are fighting. So you want to wait for the next candle to form to tell you who owns that market, whether buyers or sellers. Okay, so now this is my buyers, right? This zone is still very valid because see how price has been reacting when it got there. See how price has been reacting when it got there. See, so two things involved. If sellers should be stronger, if sellers are stronger in this market, if sellers are stronger in this market and they break below here, oh sorry, this is not what I wanted to draw. If sellers are more stronger in this market and they break below this zone here, a full body candle closes below this zone here on the higher time frame, I'm expecting a retracement because this zone is a very valid zone. As you can see how price has been reacting, you see the way price has been reacting here. So this makes this zone a very, 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 very valid zone. So if price should break below this zone, right, with the full body candle on the higher time frame, this is 1 hour time frame, it's going to retest. You have to wait for it to retest. Okay, it must retest because as it broke the support level, it's going to turn it to resistance level. Okay, so you wait for it to retest and then enter for a sell to the downside. Enter the sell trade to the downside. So let's go down. Yes, I have a zone down here. I have a zone down here on the swing low. You see the reason why I have this zone here? For those of you who know how to trade, if you're a good trader, you would understand why I have this zone here. For those of you who have been joining this live, you'd know why I have this zone here because we drew this zone together, right? Okay, so anything that makes price come all the way down, this is gold. For those of you just joining, I'm coming. Guys. Okay. All right. So two things involve. If sellers should bring this market way below the zone, it will turn into a resistance zone, right? It will turn into a resistance zone before shooting down. So if we're going to take, like, if sellers tell us that they are the ones in this market, they are the ones who dominate this market, and we enter a sell trade from there, and market keeps selling. Let's just assume this week we're entering is a sell market. This is the next zone I'll be targeting to take a buy from here. I'll be targeting a buy trade from here because there is a zone here which price will likely come down to. I pray it happens in London or in early New York, not when everybody already off the market, like Tokyo or close to the end of New York. So you see, target my buy there. So let me extend this further because it may not happen this coming week. It may happen next month. It may happen next 2 months. But I already have my zone here waiting for sellers to bring this here. So this is a swing low. All right, this is a swing low on gold. Okay, a fair value gap was created here. There's an order block here, which is a reason for this zone here. All right, and then because gold respects fair value gap and order block, when price gets to this order block to close this gap it created here, it's about 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's gonna go, buyers will enter back into the market and take the price up. So I already have my zone drawn here. Okay, and I have one at the top. So anywhere the market wants to go, whether buy or sell, I already have my zones. I'm already ahead of the game. All I need to do is wait for price to get there. Now that's the A setup. Okay, now if buyers, should tell us that they are the ones in the market. Let's say the week started and buyers are in strong and full. Buyers dominate the market. Let's say next week, this is where I will target a sell, a short sell. I'll target a short sell from this zone here to the downside. Only on confirmation. Only on confirmation. But if this one gets disrespected, if this zone, I'm coming. If this zone is not respected, if this zone here is not respected, let's say price breaks above it, it's going to retest it because this is another block. All right, it's going to retest it and it keeps going up. If it keeps going up, this is where I've been waiting for weeks now. This is the zone I've been waiting for weeks now for price to come up to before I take a sell trade. Just gonna leave that there. All right, so let me recap. Let me say that again. I think this is the analytical part. All right, we've already drawn our zone. We've already reviewed the market for last week. We've already checked the overall structure of the market and the current trend. Now this is the analytical part. We've drawn our zone. So from where price is right now, if the market should open and sellers are in, like I said, from this daily time frame, let me remove this first. Anything I say is always based on repeated patterns. Only based on repeated patterns. I don't assume the market. I only say what has been playing out, what I have seen played out a couple of times. So this is my prediction. This is a valid zone, which you guys know, right? And then the candle on Friday closed as an indecision candle, right? Of course, the overall structure of the market is a range, right? So for this doji, right, to form on this zone, a lot of times, previous times, I've seen things like this, and it always means that buyers are the ones that will take the market up. Buyers are the ones that will dominate this market from previous patterns, historical patterns. Okay, but this is daily time frame. Let's go to 4 hours. Okay, so this is 4 hour time frame. All right, so let's go to 1 hour. So this is 1 hour time frame. So I'm not going to act as if I know the market, or I'm the bigger bank, or the bigger smart money. I'm not going to act like it. Right now, from the look of things, I don't know what is going to happen in the market on Monday. But currently, the news is U.S. have seized Iranian tank, fuel tank, gas tank. The fueled, is it no oil? Sorry, oil. U.S. have seized Iranian oil tank. Their ship, okay, their ship that was carrying, I think about the figure was 138 billion. Is it billion or million? Okay, what I don't know, but it's around 138 million worth of oil. $138 million worth of oil. Was it million? I saw billion. However, so it means the war still continues. So what you want to do is wait for the market to do what it wants to do on Monday. These are times where you want to wait for Monday market to play. You want to wait for Monday market to play out. There were times as of last year that I don't trade on Mondays because Mondays were like a compass for me to know how the week will play out. Then later I started trading Mondays, But there were times, there are going to be times where you have to stay away from Monday because the market on Monday will always do anyhow. But lately, no, I won't say lately, the market. See, look at what happened on Monday. I seen this nonsense move on Monday. Are you seeing this nonsense move on Monday? Are you seeing this nonsense move that happened on Monday? So Mondays right now are not good days to trade, but there are times that come where Mondays are becomes one of the sweetest, day in the week to trade. So Monday, you want to use Monday as a compass to know how the rest of the week will play out. All right. Some traders don't trade on Monday. I don't need to trade on Monday. Not that I just started. Like, I saw Monday has been having good moves, so I started trading on Monday. But right now, with what if you notice, from Tuesday to Friday, nothing nothing will happen. Oh, no news. What I mean is, okay. Let me not talk long. What I'm actually meant to say is, during weekend is when Donald Trump will start giving speech that will now affect the market the coming week. Have you guys noticed it? It's always during weekend at the, let's say, Saturday, Sunday, either Donald Trump or Iran. That's when they want to do their whatever it is they're doing during the weekend. Then on Monday now, the market will now react based on the news or based on what the things they did, you know, based on what they did during the weekend, based on the speech they gave during the weekend, based on the actions they took during the weekend. Monday markets now react based on that. So that's why if I don't call a trade on Monday, just understand why, right? Understand why, which I'm just trying to play safe, because Monday anything can happen. Since when? Since when? I think that wait. I think that was that move. Okay, I think it was around this week when Trump gave a speech and a sudden spike on a Monday. And I told you the same thing was going to happen the following week. The same thing was going to happen the following week. He will drop another speech that will cause a sudden spike in the market, of which that was what happened. So it was that was when Monday market started playing crazy. That was when Monday market started moving very crazy. So on Monday, we want to watch how the Monday market is going to play out. If I see a setup, I'm going to drop for us. Okay, we're going to trade it. All right. But after this, I'm going to go on to check what is happening right now as it stands. Like I said, US seized Iranian oil tank, their ship, that was carrying oil worth 138 or 39 million or billion dollars, forgotten the figure. But I know the money was big. So that alone could spike, could cause more, more war. Because Iran, you know how cruel Iran are. You know how cruel they can be. So hearing this kind of news, that if it is true, all right, if it is true, they will want to cause a very big attack. So I can't wait for this news to be over. I can't wait for this war to be over. It's really, really messing with this market. God, it's really messing with the market. So guys, this is my zone for right now for the week. The market created a gap here, an order block here also. So this is where the market is right now. So I was going to recap before I digressed. So let me quickly recap again. I said from where this market is, I won't be surprised if it starts from here, because for 2 weeks now, it may not just start from here. It may not come to start from here. You know why? Because the market, I told you guys, for those of you who have been joining the live stream, I have mentioned before that market always repeats itself. Gold likes to repeat what it did last week. So the 2 weeks ago, markets created a very huge gap, started somewhere on the zone. Last week, it repeated the same thing. So I'm not expecting it to happen this week. It just repeats itself one time. Gold likes to repeat itself just one time, weekly. But if the market should start from where this market is right now, let me work with what I see. From where this market is right now, right? This is 1 hour time frame. If the market should break below this valid zone here, I'll be expecting a retest, because it just broke a very strong support zone. So it will want to make it a resistance zone. Okay, so if it breaks it, it's going to retest it and keep shooting down. So let's leave it like this. If this should play out in the market, right, and the sellers keep bringing this market down, this is my next zone for a buy. That does not mean I'm not going to catch any trade within here. I will, but where I'm placing another zone, the nearest zone. If the market is selling, I'm just telling you guys that this is a very valid zone where the sellers are bringing the price down to. Okay, this is a premium price. This is a zone where sellers would likely be bringing the price to before buyers take over. This is a demand zone. All right, before buyers will now take over the market. All right, that's if this market if sellers dominate this market fully next week. But if this does not happen, let's say buyers are in, I'll be seeking to take a buy trade to this zone. If I see a confirmation for an entry, I'll be seeking to take a buy trade to the zone. Or I wait for price to get to the zone and give me a confirmation for a sell. I'll take a sell trade here because price there's an order block here and a fair value, small fair value gap here. So if the market should enter this zone and reverses, I see a confirmation for a sell entry, I'm going to enter the sell trade. Okay, I'll enter a sell trade from here only when I see a confirmation. Enter a sell trade from here, and I'll target somewhere here, this place. I'll target this place. But if the market creates a gap here at the open of today's Monday market, if there's a gap here, then that place will be my TP, because I know price will be coming down to close it. It will be coming down to close it. So, but if the market should break above here, this zone is not a guarantee. All right, gold can do whatever it wants to do. So if market should break above this zone like this, it's going to retest it. This is the actual zone I'll be targeting market to come to. This zone has been on for 5 weeks or 6 weeks now. This zone, this is where I'll take a sell trade. The price is 4997. 4997. That's what the price. Then the price for this zone is 4825. Then the price for this zone, okay, yeah, in case market breaks it, in case market breaks here. So the price for this zone is 4655. All right. So let me leave this like this. So guys, this is it. Now, I'm not assuming what is going to happen. I'm only saying this at my point of interest when price gets there. So if price breaks above, if price should break below here, my point of interest is to enter on the zone when price comes there, when I get my confirmation. Okay, if price should go above here, I already have a zone here which I spotted on the higher time frame, 4 hours and 1 hour. So that makes this place a very valid zone. Okay, but if price disrespects it, the market can disrespect any zone it wants to disrespect. But if it disrespects it, it will always come back to retest it before going, continuing its move. So if market should come to this zone here, this is not really my main point of interest, but I'll be watching out to see how market is going to react here. Perhaps enter on a confirmation entry, confirmation candlestick for a sell, of which I'm not going to hold for long. Okay, I'm not going to hold for long. This is my main point of interest, this one. So if price should get from where it is right now, if it should get to this zone, I'll watch out for how it's going to react here. It may likely just form an M pattern. If it created a gap here, it might just form an M pattern, then come to close the gap. Or it might just touch it one time, form a candlestick formation, and come to close the gap before going back to the upside. But let me leave this here. That's if price reacts here. But if price decide to break above this zone, this particular zone here, this is the main one. This one. This is where I'll take my sell trade. So that's my analysis for gold this week. And I'm done. We've reviewed the market, we've drawn our zone, we've seen the overall structure of the market, we've done the analysis. So I'm just going to take 7 questions. 5 questions, let's say, no, just 7. Sonny Best, I see you. Just 7 questions. I'm done with everything. I'm done with the analysis. I didn't intend to stay for 2 hours. Okay, this is 1 hour, a few minutes now. So I'm expecting 7 questions. I'm only going to answer 7 questions, after which I'm going to drop the live. Where do you get news from? From X. X is a place for news. If you're a trader, you have to be on X. I never actually liked X. But because of fundamentals, because of trading, I have to be there. Because every news updates drops there first before it goes to Instagram or any other platform. Michael, I see you, Michael. Okay. I've answered you, Michael. Someone is asking which time frame is this. This is 1 hour time frame. Wait, which? Okay. Oh wow, I was answering questions from TikTok. All right, people on YouTube, I'm coming now to answer you guys. Yes, I'm on Telegram. The link is on my bio. For those of you who want to join the Telegram channel, the link is on my bio. Okay, is this how you normally do your analysis? Don't you use a 4-hour chart? You're just joining. We're already done with the 4-hour chart. We started from the weekly time frame. All right. Marilyn, you're just joining. We started from the weekly time frame on this analysis. All right. So let me start taking questions. Please, people on YouTube, please, if you already asked your question, please ask again. If you already dropped your question, please kindly drop again. Please kindly drop your questions again. I'm taking 7 questions on YouTube. 7. Someone is asking, is this recorded? You joined late. Yes, it's recorded. You can get the live on YouTube. It's recorded. After when I end the live, it's going to be uploaded on my channel on YouTube. If you ask a question on YouTube, please kindly drop the questions again, please. Okay, Olopade, I see you, Olopade. Thank you. You're welcome. Emmanuel says, is it best to always take trade on zones rather than looking for opportunity before main zones? Okay, let me quickly answer that. That's a very good question. I like it when people ask very, very intelligent question. I like it when people ask intelligent question because you want to know. Not asking what's the time frame. That's not question. Ask what's the time frame? This is 1 hour. But ask me intelligent questions because maybe you're curious about something. You're curious about information. So let's answer this question, guys. Emmanuel asked. He says, "Is it best to always take trade on zones rather than looking for opportunity before main zones?" All right. So, let me think of a better way to answer this question so that I don't get misunderstood. All right, I made mention of my A setup and other zones I take trade for, other setup I have that can make me take a trade, right? That can make me take a trade or like daily. Because if I'm to wait, just like this zone here, I drew this zone since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. I drew this zone 5 weeks ago. So you see, 5 weeks ago, 5 weeks now, this zone has not been respected yet. But the one I drew here was respected on the... I'm coming. The other block I drew here was respected... on the 3rd week. 1, 2, 3. Was respected on the 3rd week. You get? All right. So that zone has already been mitigated. Okay. So now this is my zone. I'm breaking it down so you understand. This is my zone here. All right. So before price gets to my zone for me to take a trade, it could take weeks. It could take 2 months or 1 month or 3 months. All right. But I have other setups I have other entry setup, like other setup that plays out every day that can make me take a trade daily. Do you understand? So to answer you, I think I just answered you now, but literally. I just answered it literally. So let me just summarize everything I just said now. Emmanuel, this is an answer to your question. So in summary, you don't necessarily need to take trade on zone, all right? You don't necessarily need to take trade on zone, but it is safer to take trade on zone. If you have other opportunities that plays out, it has to be an opportunity that repeatedly plays out. Because the market is a series of repeated patterns. So it has to be opportunity that always plays out repeatedly from way back. Okay, so I don't want to see your question like a novice, like a beginner that wants to just take trade on every candle move, because the question sounds like a beginner kind of question, a beginner trader question, where any opportunity you see because of candle move, you just want to take trade. No. An experienced trader marks zones. They wait for price to get to their zone and they take trade on that zone. But the daily setup that always like plays out repeatedly on BTC and also on gold is not zones. So that's why I'm not going to fully judge or conclude that you're a beginner. I'm not going to do that because my daily setup is not even zone. But that does not stop me from drawing my zone. So it's safer to take safer trade. You have to wait for price to get to zone. All right. Now, what are zones? Zones are places where price respects frequently. Like here. There are different types of zone. We have supply and demand. We have support and resistance. We have order block, right? These are zones. Okay, so if you're trading currency pair, you want to look out for where price has been reacting mostly on. Like here, price reacted here, price reacted here, price reacted here. Okay, but I didn't draw the zone based on support level, based on support or whatsoever. It's because of order block. All right. So there are different types of zones. Just learn one or two and trade that. So before I started trading zone, I used to take losses. I used to lose a lot. All right. I used to lose a lot. Let me give you guys a very short hint. I used to lose a lot in the market because I was trading opportunities I saw, familiar candlesticks I saw that happened. So because of this, I lost so much money. I prayed, I cried to God. And then one day, there was this conference we had in church. My church hosted a conference at the stadium. So when I went to that conference, while I was there, I was still crying over my losses. Then I heard a voice tell me I should trade zones. I heard it consistently, over and over again. Trade zones, trade zones, trade zones, trade zones. That was what made me come back, right? And I didn't start trading zone immediately. I tried to, then I didn't even understand what zones were. I didn't really know how to draw, like, because the only thing I was taught, the only thing I knew at the time was support and resistance, of which gold does not really respect support and resistance like that. So that's the reason why I didn't. So even when I was backtesting for support and resistance zone, I didn't really still understand it or still want to trade that. Even when I was on my last mentorship, right, that I enrolled for, we were taught, I learned supply and demand, how to mark your supply and demand, how to easily spot supply and demand zone. So when I backtested the supply and demand, I noticed that before price will get to supply zone or demand zone, it will take time. It will take months. I needed something that can be working. You understand? Then that was how I got to learn about. I knew about fair value gap, but I never gave time. I never studied it. I never gave time to study it. Even what I was seeing on social media, the YouTube, the Insta, different people have different explanations to fair value gap that can confuse your brain, to confuse you. You understand? So this is what I have backtested and I see that it works. This fair value gap, all right, my pattern of fair value gap, this is what works. This is what gold respect. So it was because I think after like a couple, like few months down the line, was it up to a year? Maybe it was not up to a year, or maybe it was close to maybe it was up to a year or close to a year. My church hosted another conference. This pastor came from Ghana. He was transferred to Nigeria, right? So he hosted a program in the National Stadium again. And not the same pastor that hosted the previous one. This one is a different one that came from Ghana, right? So I heard the same thing. Man, I lost hope. I had lost hope because I was still losing. So I had the same thing, trade zones, trade zones, trade zones. And in my head, I'm like, for me to keep hearing these trade zones, I must trade zones. I must learn this thing. So I gave myself a task to come home after the program and start looking out for zones. And then I started studying the market, backtesting the market, understanding. I drew zones from, like, while I was backtesting, I drew zones. I saw how market reacted there, not just on gold, on AUD USD, on Euro USD, on USD JPY. So that's why I can tell you how these pairs, I can tell you the pairs that respect FVG. I can tell you how they react on FVG zones, and I can tell you how gold reacts. All right, so for me, that was what made me start trading zones. It could be different for you, okay? It could be different for you. It could be different for you. Is it best? So you don't necessarily need to take trade on zone. The opportunity you're talking of. Okay, let me just give this hint. There are some traders, right, that they like to mark high and low of the daily candle. I think I mentioned that when I started this live stream. They like to mark the high and low of the daily candle. So if you're talking of that kind of opportunity, maybe you want to trade the breakout of that daily candle, then yeah, that's still a good one. But be careful doing that on gold, because gold does not break once. It liquidates on that line. So you want to be careful, all right? I don't trade that pattern. So I trade zones. That's why I say you can have more than one setups. It doesn't necessarily have to be one. What's the difference between zone, supply, and demand level? Zone is supply and demand. Supply and demand is also a zone. That's why I say there are different types of zone, okay? Supply and demand is also a zone. can call it a zone, you can call it a key level. These are zones. I listed quite a few. What's your handle on X? Gold Baron. Can you go long to the top zone? Go long to the top zone. Yes, this is top zone here. This is supply zone. This is supply zone. I learned this supply zone in my last mentorship class that I enrolled for. But like I said, now while waiting for price to get there, right? In between, in between the charts, you will see some mini supply zone. That's why for those of you who have been joining me from the beginning, you will hear when I used to call order block mini supply zone. So I try to mix it. Sometimes I could call mini supply zone, mini demand zone. Sometimes I will call it order block. Okay, so it's the same thing. All right. Excuse me. Every time I go live, random people just come with the same question. How long have I been trading? Random people just ask, like, I always get the same question over time. How long have I been trading? What is your top down time frame? I'm a day trader. I think I've just answered you literally. I'm a day trader, so you should know my top down time frame from that answer. Do you now Ashed, I didn't get that question. Jazran, you're gonna have to repeat your question because I didn't get it. Does this mean supply and demand sometimes considered inducement? No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. Do you trade? What kind of these abbreviations? You have to spell it out too. RBD. No, please, you have to spell it out. Please. Fixmaster says, can you show us a broker statement with a track record of your live trade? That's my personal details, which I intend to keep private, not to put it out there to validate I'm a good trader or not. Can you be teach me trade? I don't know any. I don't know. I don't do general mentorship. I am still considering it. I was supposed to make my final decision on this Friday here, but man, the way Friday played out, the way it turned out, I was so exhausted. So I'm still considering when I decide to host the general mentorship class. People on my Telegram will be the first to know before I put it out there. Do you use indicators? If so, what ones do you use and what time frames do you? I don't use indicators. I don't use indicators that predict the move of the market. It doesn't even, I don't know. I don't use indicators. The only indicator I use is session divider. That's the only indicator I use. I don't use the EMA, those ones that tells you if market is going to buy, if it crosses below 50, below average 50. I really don't even know how to use them, and I didn't bother to learn because I think I tried, but it doesn't tell you what's, like, I was thinking this indicator tells you when it's going to sell, when it's going to buy. But the line just moves according to the trade. The line moves according to the trade, but there's a way they understand how the market is going to reverse. Like they say, if the candle should go above average 50, below average, so please, I don't know. I'm not going to say what I don't know, okay? So there are people who understand it perfectly and they know how to trade it. So I don't know how to use it, and I don't use indicators. Top down time. I already answered that. My top down time frame. I'm a day trader. Top down time frame is from 4 hours. From 4 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes for entry. Sometimes I use sometimes I take a peep on daily time frame to see how it played out. Okay, I think it is best to do it using zone. Yes, it's best to trade using zone, but I won't say only focus on zone. If you have other things that work, fine. You can trade that, okay? As long as that's why I emphasized it has to be something that has been playing out repeatedly over time. Like the setups I have that enables me to take trade daily. It's something I have back tested and I see it always plays out this way, this time, you know. I see it's something that repeats itself, all right? And it's not zones. Please help me if I'm putting my take profit and stop loss. It's not working on my MT5. I don't know why. If you set your take profit and stop loss, refresh, update it. Update your MT5. Update it, delete it, and install it back. What happened to general mentorship? We were waiting to hear from you on Friday. Eee, so you're one of those people waiting. I can't find your YouTube link in your bio. No, like, No, hold on. My Telegram link is on my bio. People on TikTok, my Telegram link is what's on my bio, not YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, on YouTube you can catch me on the same name, Gold Baron Forex or Spice Me FX. Is the same name if on all platforms, the same name. Okay. The only link I have on all my bios, on all social platform is the Telegram link. That's where communication and analysis and all those things plays out. This is Langsy. Langsy, just hold on for me, okay? Hold on. The market has been the market has been moving very crazy because of the war and tension and all of that. So I want all that to calm down first. I want all that to calm down first before I can now take mentorship. All right, not now that one moment the market is tricking you to buy and it's selling. So that's why I'm holding on. So right now is not really the best time to learn trading because you're going to be learning trading when there is tension in the market. You're going to be learning trading when there is buzz bulls in the market. One moment, you will just frustrate. You will lose a lot of money because of the tension flying up and down US and Iran. So that's why I didn't push. I didn't push it yet. So hopefully, if the market should play out well this week, let's say it's stable, then I might just call for the general mentorship on Friday. Someone says indicator are bullshit. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't say they're bullshit. You know why? Because it's a lot of people are making money from it. So I'm not going to call something I don't use as bullshit because some other is working for other people. They understand it perfectly. Let me tell you guys something. Even some broker owners, they don't know how to trade FVG. They only hear FVG, but they don't even know how to trade it. They don't know it. Some broker owners. I attended a conference hosted by a CEO of a broker. I don't want to mention the name, right? A CEO of a broker. So they usually host conferences for traders because they want more people they want to get more people on board to, use their platform. So I was shocked. I was shocked that he didn't even know what FVG is. He was just saying gap. What is it? Let me quote him. He say, some people trade that. What's that gap? What's that gap again? They used to trade. What's that gap? Is it FVG they call it? I'm like, oh wow. That was when it dawned on me that it's not everybody that can trade this FVG. So now, the way he said it made it sound like we that trade FVG, it's a crap strategy. You understand? But it's not. If you understand it, you understand it. Okay? So because you don't understand some strategies some people use does not mean it's bullshit. Alright? This bitch is held for review. Who sent a message that is held for review? I can't believe what this person is saying. Are you serious right now? This is Tochi Moha. I'm not going to call out. I'm not going to say out your comment. I'm not going to say out. No wonder YouTube muted your comment. I literally had to open it to see what you texted. Track record of live trade. Do you trade? I said spell it out. Spell it out. No abbreviation. Okay, guys. I think okay. These are too many questions already. So I just had to refresh this question. Please, how did you literally learn how to trade FVG, please? Because I'm a novice to that. Well, personal study, like I backtested the market and I saw how it played out. I understood the move. I understood how market reacts when it gets there. You understand? And then you can also learn that on YouTube, but you have to be very careful learning on YouTube and social media and Instagram. Those traders will confuse you because I noticed different traders have different explanation of the IVG. So I just refreshed the comment section on YouTube. So I'm only going to answer the top seven. I'm only going to answer the top 7 and that's it. Do you trade accounts for this analysis you do? Are you serious now? Who is this person asking, do you trade real accounts for this analysis you do? Okay, I'm going to ignore that. Many of there are questions I'm getting from many of you that it just shows me people are new. You guys just joined this live stream and your questions just throws me off. Okay, I guess that question wasn't for me. Someone just replied, I do trade real accounts. Okay. Today off trading day. Why are you shit. Who is this person? So there are some comments I'm not going to say out because some Some persons are intentionally bullies, right? Some persons just naturally have negative vibe. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm not going to let what happened on Friday play out. So I told myself I'm going to ignore negative comments. I won't even say it out. So it's only positive comments, right? Let me see. There's someone I would like to. Let me see if I can block this person. I would like to block this person now. Day one king. I can't block you, but I'm gonna remove you from this chat. How do I remove you? How do I block someone here? Hide user on this channel. Okay. I just hate you. I don't really entertain negative comments from people. I said questions ask. I'm only going to take 7 questions. All right, I'm only going to take 7 questions. If you're just joining the live stream for the first time, right? If you're just joining the live stream from the first for the like that was I noticed what happened on Friday. Some persons who joined the live stream just a few minutes before I wanted to end, like after I ended the trade, after I had closed the trade, and it was the live stream on Friday was supposed to be a live trade, right? Live trading session. So which took a couple of hours to play out. And just when I ended the trade and I was about to shut down, some persons joined the live stream and they didn't even know what was happening. They didn't know what was happening, what the live stream was for. They started dropping some negative comments, and the mistake I made was to read it out and try to answer them. That was a mistake I made. So I promised myself, henceforth, no more. If I see negative comments, I am not going to reply to it. I'm not going to reply to it. I have the right to choose which question I'm going to answer or not. Okay? So there are questions that I get from people who have been following me for a while now. There are some questions I get that automatically I will just know this one is new. You're just new. You just want to come cause nuisance here. When do you do live trading? Sundays. Okay, live trading on Tuesdays. I do live trading on Tuesday, but if I don't do it on Tuesday, then it's on Friday. How much do you make trading? I want to learn, and I want to learn if it makes sense to risk leaving my debt. No, don't quit your job. Please do not quit your job for Forex. Do not quit your job for Forex, except you have a large savings. When I started Forex, I had a large savings. When I started Forex. So it was easy for me to quit what I was doing. Don't quit your job for Forex. All right? Because you're going to take in a lot of losses. You'll take a lot of losses. So you need that job, that business you're doing to keep fueling you. When Forex takes from you, you need to keep refueling. All right? Kindly let me know, is it great idea to use 3 hours time frame to get those zones, please? You can if you've back tested. I only say what I know, right? I've never tried to use 2 hours or 3 hours. As a matter of fact, there was a mentor I wanted to pay. The 4th mentor, it was a lady. You guys know her if you're in Nigeria. So it was a lady. I wanted to pay her, although I knew how to trade, but because I'm always hungry to learn more. I'm always hungry for knowledge. Do you get? I am intentional about Forex, very intentional. So I wanted to pay for the last mentorship final, which was going to make it like the 4th mentorship so far I have paid to learn Forex, even though I already know. And the reason was why I was going to pay her for my final mentorship was because I wanted to learn her strategy. Any mentor I pay to learn from them is because there's a strategy that maybe I want to learn their strategy. Yeah, that's it. I want to learn what they know. So that's why I pay for my mentorship. Not because I don't know it, but there's something they know that I want to learn, which is why I'm going to go ahead and pay. So the reason I held back and I didn't pay for that mentorship is because I noticed she uses 2 hours. She uses 2-hour time frame to get zones, I guess. So I said to myself, man, I don't want to add too much knowledge to what I already know. If not, I'll get myself confused. I don't want to learn new things. Do you understand? Like, I'm not used to there are some things I'm not used to in Forex. So if you're a trader and you're doing that, I'll stay away. I don't want to learn. I'm okay with what I know. Let me just work with what I know. So when I noticed she uses 2 hours, to get zones and get entry or whatsoever it is. She shall makes use of 2 hour time frame. I held back. I said no. I'm okay with what I know. I don't want to complicate it. After I can take a trade and I end and I see profit. So why am I even? I said no. I don't want because if I had paid for it now, the second mentorship class I paid for, right, was what it did. It did a damage in my psychology. It did a damage, like it contributed to like slowing my growth. It contributed to slowing my growth. It was online, VIP mentorship online. You get the guy trades. Let me give you guys a hint. Is this top in this? No, I'm not. I won't say. But just know it trades indices. It trades indices. There was a hint I was gonna give right now that would make you guys know. So I don't want to say that. He has this unique style. Do you get? So let me just end the hint at he trades indices, synthetic indices. Let me just end it there. So not that the guy is a bad trader. Of course he trades, he sees profit, but then I think not everybody are good teachers. Not everybody are good in mentoring. So his pattern was what demoralized my psychology. Like it was a different ball game entirely to approach the market. Different ball game to approach the market. So it slowed me down. It took me a while. It took me a long while before I broke out of that knowledge. If I broke out of that knowledge, not that I didn't learn, so I did, but man, nah. So when this other lady, like when I saw a live session, and I saw she's this 2 hour, I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to learn. I don't want to mix what I already know. I'm okay with what I already know. So did I answer this question? I want to learn. So don't quit your job. That's what I can say. Never quit your job for Forex because you're going to lose. Losses are more guaranteed than wins in Forex as a beginner. Can you let me know, is it great idea to use 3 hours? Okay, I've answered that. Oh, someone says I'm new. I've been blessed. Oh, that's great. That's coming from Gozier. Emmanuel says, please, I'm having another valid question. Yeah, please go on with your valid question. Where are you from? Doesn't really matter where I'm from. Doesn't really matter where I'm from. I wish to see you and your viewers in Dubai. This coming from, it's Gen X. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a lot of trolls. I really get that a lot. The reason why I can never be pained is because I see how they go to other traders' live stream to bash them in their comment section. I see how these trolls go to other traders' live session to bash them. So the best answer is to ignore them. Don't give them the attention they're looking for. Someone asks, hey, I like this valid question. Someone just asked me a very, very valid and intelligent question. These are questions I like to take. I like to see because it makes me share my own experience with you guys. Someone said, how do you control emotions? Hey, let me tell you a very simple way that makes me control my emotions. First, before I tell you before I tell you how I was able to control my emotion or how I'm able to control my emotions, let me first tell you what was making me go gaga with my emotions. You know, I told you guys I was not trading zone before. I wasn't trading zone before, right? The question is, how do you control your emotions? Fine. When I see familiar candlesticks, I take trade. If it goes against me, I cry out. I wasn't following my discipline. I take losses. I cry out. I feel sad. I feel bad. When I take losses, my emotions get triggered. I won't even know when I start revenge trading, over trading, and so on and so forth. But it just happened. I just happened to revenge trade, over trade. My emotions were in play. Then you know what? God helped me. I realized the genesis of my revenge trading and over trading. Like what causes me to revenge trade and over trade. And until you realize it from the foundation, you will not be able to tackle it. So I realized from the foundation of what makes me revenge trade and over trade. What was it? I already had my strategy. I already discovered what works in the market. But I still go against it to trade what looks familiar. What I saw, middle of chart, I'll just take trade. That was before I started this. I created this platform, social media platform. That was before I created this presence right now. That was when I was trading solo, you get. So I would just take trade middle of chart because I saw candles that look familiar and so on and so forth. And then I wasn't trading zones and so on. Do you get? And when I knew what works, please take note of what I'm about to say. Even when I knew what works, right? I was still trading outside of what I know that works. outside of it, outside of my strategy. So when I now take trades outside of my strategy and I lost in that trade, I feel bad. Immediately, I want to enter again. So I knew that this was the foundation of my revenge trading. So if I can only wait for my setup to play out for me to take trades, only take trade on your setup. Because for you to have that setup, it means you have back tested and see that it's been playing out that way several times. So the losses you are having on wrong entry, if you take that loss on your setup, it's justifiable. You understand? I told myself, it's not better I take that loss on my setup, because most likely to not go against me, to go my way. But if it goes against me, maybe it's just that day it didn't want to work. You get? But it's better for me to take loss on my setup than for me to take loss on wrong trade, wrong setup, wrong entry that is not my documented setup. So when I realized that, this is what causes me to revenge trade. Even if I entered that wrong trade, wrong end setup that was not my own, that was not what I documented, and it ended in profit, guess what? The next trade, market to take it back away from me, because I cannot say I can't give myself 3 reasons why I took that trade. I just entered randomly, and so you can call that kind of trade lucky win. If it went your way, you call it lucky win. But if you have a setup where you want the market to get to before you take, if that trade goes against you, your emotions will be balanced, because you already know that, okay, if price should get here at my setup, if my setup should play out, right? If my setup should play out and I enter this trade, I'm only going to reach this amount. It is your setup. You have backtested it. You have seen it works a lot of time. So even though it fails, your emotions will still be intact. So that's how I'm able to control my emotions. I only take trades on my setup. I know it's been playing every day. Is it that BTC we took last week that it didn't really like the week didn't play out so well, and it looks like the setup was, I still trust that setup. I still trust it 100%. And I'll keep showing up for it. I'll keep taking it personally. And I'll be posting it. I'll be showing you guys. Right? I still trust it. Now, I was very confident to hold that trade. Some people say, oh, it's demo, that's why I can hold that. No, there is a stage and level you get to. You see, it's called the advanced level. If you don't get to that advanced level, anything anybody's doing that already knows the game, you would think is maybe the person is using demo. Or what. There's a stage you climb up to. It's not the intermediate stage. It's called the advanced level of trading. When you enter a trade, if you like, the trade should have drawdown. For those of you who have been taking my trade, for those of you who have been taking my signal, you will see where you will understand that my pattern is hold trade till SL. I tell my community, guys, we are holding this trade till SL. I don't do fear trade. I don't know, I've passed that phase. Why do I have that kind of confidence? Because I've backtested this setup a lot of time. I see it works a lot of time. So even though it fails that day, it's just that day. It gives more profit than losses. So because I formed that habit of full trading only my setup, my emotions was built. I could now handle if I take a loss on that setup, it's just one bad setup. It's just one bad trade. It's not a bad day. It's just one bad trade. But if you want to review other times the setup has been playing out, you realize that it was more of wins than even losses. So if you do this consecutively over and over again, not only will your emotions become mature, but your psychology will be healed. If you take trade, you will not be scared to hold till SL. You will hold it till SL because you know why you took that trade. That is your setup. You know why you took it. So even if there's a drawdown, you will not be panicked because you didn't guess trade. You didn't assume that trade. Your setup played out. So when you're able to wait for your setup to play out before you take a trade, your emotions will start healing. Your psychology will start healing. Do you understand? So that's how I'm able to control my emotions. I don't have emotions when I'm in a trade because I know why I enter my trade. I don't guess trade. I have my setup. I have my documentations. I have things I've written down that I observe from the market, that I learned from the market. Do you understand? So all I just need to do is wait for the market to play out, a repeated pattern for me, and then you get. So trading is stage by stage. It's phase by phase. So there's a phase you have. Right now, I'm currently, I'm in that advanced phase. Okay, I'm in that advanced phase. I don't fear drawdown. I take trades on my setup. I wait. I take trades on my setup. If it fails, I just know it's just that day. But every other day has been playing. I hope I explained that. So the only time my emotions can play on me or trade is when I take trade that is not my setup. But that hardly happens because I only take trade on my setup. And do you know why? Why I take trade on my setup? Like if it's not my setup, I'm not trading. If it's not my setup, any other setup does not exist. You know why? Because I got tired of losing. Why was I losing? Because I was taking wrong trades. I was taking trades that were not my setup. I was taking trade based on familiar moves. I've seen this move before. I've seen this name before. Why am I taking this trade? I couldn't even answer myself 3 reasons why I took that trade. So if you can't answer yourself 3 reasons why you're taking a trade, then don't take that trade. Do you understand? If you can't give yourself 3 reasons why you take a trade, why you're about to enter a trade, don't enter that trade. Even if you entered it and it goes your way, it's a lucky win. But bet and see, the next trade, the market will take it away from you. Why? Because you can't say for sure why you enter that trade. So you will definitely see another move again that looks familiar, and you will enter and the market will take it away from you. And your emotions will start getting wounded. So if you form the habit of only taking trade on your setup, gradually your emotions will build, your confidence will build, your psychology will be healed, and you'll be fine. Okay? When there's no FVG in the direction of trend, is it advisable to follow the trend? I don't get that question. When there is no FVG in the direction of trend, is it advisable to follow the trend? Yeah, you can follow the trend. Yeah, you can follow the trend. Even there are people who trade range. There are people who trade trend, like trend line. They use trend line to trade. So there are different types of strategy. Someone says, please, do you buy or sell immediately reaches your order block, or do you wait for a chalk? Chalk? No. Order block, chalk. These are 2 different things. I wait for a confirmation entry on the 15-minute time frame or smaller time frame. It could be 10, it could be 15 minutes. All right. I wait for a confirmation. I don't just take a trade when price gets to my order block because it might disrespect it. It might disrespect it. So I wait for a confirmation to enter. Today off trading day, I do trade real. Okay, so I'm done with the account. I actually I think I removed someone from the live stream because the person was asking provocative question, negative question. All right. So guys, let me tell you guys something, right? Before I end this live stream, trading, guys, listen. I want to believe many of you are watching or listening to me right now. Many of you are going to be a very big trader. Many of you will be very big, will be very successful in trading. All right, and many of you will start going live to analyze the market with people and so on. So what I want to say is, I want you to always remember this. What I'm about to say, always remember this. Trading is you versus you versus the market. All right. If you find yourself trading to be like you're a trader and you find yourself you want to become better than someone, then you have a long way to go. Real traders don't try to compare themselves with others. I know why I joined trading. All right. I know why I started trading. So because of my valid reasons for entering trading, I don't care what any trader is doing with their time, doing with their money, doing with their whether they are posting real or whatsoever. I don't see whatever any other trader is doing, I don't care. This is me grinding, me trying to know better, me trying to share my experience, me trying to analyze publicly with you guys, trying to take trades with you guys. So when I get questions like show us your trading account, let's see how much you've made. Show us your God, that's so off. It's really off. I handle investors' account. Do you understand? I handle investors' account. Sometimes I trade for myself. I handle investors' account. So I try to imagine, where's my phone? I try to imagine bringing an investor's profile account to show you guys on the live to validate what? That I'm a good trader. No. Someone is asking, are you successful? Okay. So I try to imagine showing you just to validate what. Let me tell you guys, if I do that, you will still not believe. So In other words, I'm just trying to say that my purpose of going live to analyze the market publicly with you guys, to live trade, is not to show that I'm better than anyone. This is because I want to do it. So keep your questions of, and when I go live, I even say more than I intended to. For instance, the purpose of this live was just to review the trade and analyze the market. But I always end up giving more educational tips, more educational, talk, more informative talk, informational, tips, trading tips. I always end up giving more than I bargained. Do you get? So when I see questions like, shows your account, let's know if you're real. Are you a successful trader? Look, you guys are novice. You guys are beginners. And it that kind of mindset baffles me. You understand? Because it really baffles me. You guys are the set of traders, are the category of traders who jump from one trader's account to another, blasting them, comparing them. Oh, this one is better than you. Oh, you're a gambler. Oh, but this just like one trader like that was accused. According to what I heard, was accused of. Guys, I'm done. So this is just a free time. Was the guy is making his money steady, but he was dragged on X that his trading pattern is what? Is a gambling style. I think that was what they said. Then I was not even on X. So many of you, like I said, many of you are going to be successful traders, and many of you will start going live to educate people. So when you see comments like this, just ignore. Just ignore. I see things like this on other people's lives. So I had already prepared my mind for negative comments. Now there's a mindset I have, right? Yes, I trade SMC. There is a mindset I have. I'm not in a competition with anyone. This live stream is not to shame any trader or show that I'm better than anyone. This is just my own small community. So when you come to my live stream, for those of you who are very new, you join my live stream to start saying, I should show you. See, get to a certain stage in trading as a trader, then you would understand that you don't need to show anybody your profits. You don't need to show anyone your trade history to validate that you're a good trader. Otherwise, my page, my channel, my page will be full of profit screenshots. There are times I drop signals on the channel and it goes profitable. Do you see me come to post it? That, oh yes, this. It's just once in a while I just try to post the charts, like how the trade started and how it played out. But to post the profit I made out of that chart, I don't do it because trading is spiritual. I used to do it. I used to post my profit online. I stopped because I noticed whenever I post my profit online, I always that either the next trade. In fact, let me just summarize it. I noticed whenever I post my profit online, I end up blowing that account, and I don't know how. So listen. There's a popular trader. There are two popular traders in. Okay, let me say this. How will I put this? I don't want to sound like I'm assuming, and I don't want you guys to have a hint of what I'm talking about. But there are let me not say two. There are some traders in Nigeria, right? Big traders in Nigeria that I see people making videos about these traders. I see comment sessions about these traders saying that when they call sell, just buy. When they call buy, just sell. Because and then I actually I was wondering, I said, why is it so? Now, if you look at their pages, these traders, you see that every profit they make, they post it. Every profit they make, they post it. I don't know if they know this yet, that the moment you always post your profit online, trading is spiritual. Yes, I trade smart money. I'm done. This is my free time. I'm going to end the live anytime soon. I'm done. I'm done. Can you talk about... I've done that. I already talked about it. So the moment you post, I don't know. You see, we all have different mindsets, okay? We all have different mindsets. And my mindset about posting my every profit on my page makes me feel weak. No, not weak. It makes me feel, what's the word? It makes me feel less. Because I feel like I'm trying to show people that don't even care about me, that I don't even care about, that I'm a good trader. That's why I'm posting my profit. That's number one. Number two, it feels like I'm trying to lure people to come and pay for mentorship for me to be posting my profits. It feels like I'm trying to lure people to trust me and pay for mentorship. But if deep down inside me, I know I'm a good trader, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I don't need to post my profits to you guys. Post my screenshots every chat. No. I'm not going to do that. See, let me tell you something here. I see that the reason why I have this mindset is because I always like to make a difference. I see most traders, right, like to post their profits in thousands, in whatsoever. Any profit they make, they post it, whether it's small, whether they post. So I like to differ. That is why I don't post mine. I think that's a word. I like to always do different things. I don't like to do what everybody does. So I like to change patterns. I like to I like to make a difference. That's just me. And I'm not even done. I haven't even started yet. Do you get? I have not started yet. You people will ask questions, you will tire. Show us your. If I need to post my profit, anything that makes me start posting profit, it means I want people to come and pay for mentorship. I want people to come and pay for maybe VIP. I want people to come and... I don't need that. I'm making my money already. So I really don't need to be taking general mentorship or what. If you like, pay for VIP. If you like, don't pay. I'm making my money. I'm okay. Do you get? So you guys, you calm down. Calm down with this. Are you successful? Are you this? Are you that? I beg you, people should free me. Because a trader who's not successful will not go live and be doing analysis, will not create a platform to be dropping signals. Just look at this. Kingsley said, yeah, same here. Whenever I post my profits, I do lose money. You get it? I said, these traders, they always like to post big profits. Post it. People will see it. Oh, wow, this person is a good trader. Let me pay for mentorship. Let me pay for VIP. And when you now join the VIP, you now realize that, I don't know, but sometimes I wish I was maybe their friend. See, even if I tell them, they will never stop. You know why? This is like a bait. Is a hook to keep hooking you guys to come pay them for mentorship, to come pay them for VIP. So they will keep posting their profits. But if you take their signal, if they say buy to sell, according to what the videos I see people making about them, according to the comments I read, if they say, if this trader say buy, don't buy or sell, that's a strat. Like, I was literally like, I was amazed. I was really amazed at the comment section. So, and then I wonder, why is it like that? But these people are good traders. As a matter of fact, I even learned from one of them. These people are good traders. So why are a lot of people complaining that when they call for buy, the market sells. When they call for sell, the market buy. Why is it like that? And then I couldn't help but notice it myself. If you look at my Instagram or TikTok, go down to the beginning of my post. You'll see I was always posting my profit. But guess I noticed it. I'm very sensitive. So I noticed a pattern that whenever I post my profit, my trade reading in profit, or the profit I made from a trade I took, I always end up blowing that account. And it's like, why? Not that I'm a bad trader, but there's something spiritual about this thing. If you like, take it lightly. So you coming to ask me, show us your trading view, show us the MT5, let's see your trades, let's see if you're success. I don't owe you that. Just focus on learning. If you're joining my live stream, focus on learning my analysis. Learn the setup. What I make should not be your concern. If you're a trader, remind yourself why you started trading. I'm not the reason why you started trading. It's not my profit that made you start trading. So don't care. It should not be your concern how much I'm making. Don't worry. Even if I'm successful, you think I'll tell you I'm successful? You think I'll just say, oh yes, I'm successful? That would be me bragging. I like my work to speak for itself, okay? Let my work speak for itself. So I'm not going to tell you, oh yes, I'm successful, or no, I'm not successful, oh yes, no, no, let my work speak for itself. But the people who have been following me for a while now, they can attest to my trades. What firm do you use? I don't use prop firm. Can I make 50 USD a day trading? Okay, this person has been asking this question over and over again. It says, can I make 50 USD? The market will be opening in 1 hour, 5 minutes. Can I make 50 USD a day? So I know why I said what I said. For those of you who are smart, you will catch it. For those serious traders who are smart, you will catch it. You will catch the REMA. What's the REMA? If you find yourself losing in the market, you find yourself still blowing accounts. Not that you don't know how to trade, you know how to trade, but you're still losing so much money. You're still blowing accounts. First of all, check yourself. Do you post every profit you make online? If you do, you have to stop, because that's one of the reasons why you're still losing in the market. No, I don't do mentorship. That's why I laugh when people tell me, I don't do general mentorship. I do VIP. That's why I laugh when people tell me, I don't even know. I don't know again. I don't keep negativity in my brain. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. So check if you're the type that posts your profit, any small profit, any profit you make, you want to post it, except you're doing it for a wrong motive. The wrong motive I'm talking about is you want to lure people to you by your profits. You want to show people that you're a good trader. So that's why you're using your profit to validate yourself. I have a strong mind. I have a stubborn mind, in the sense that I don't need to do what other traders are doing to show that they are good traders, to show or validate that they are good traders. I don't need to do it, but deep down I know I am. So your opinion is your opinion, okay? But only me and myself know the truth. So, okay, so check yourself. If you're the type that posts profit every time, that's the reason why you're still losing. That's the reason why you're still blowing account. But stop posting every of your profits. Stop it for like 1 month. You'll see a turnaround in your trading style. You will see that you'll be making profits. I don't do general mentorship. It's VIP mentorship. What do you think about? I don't do Profem. I don't even trust funded next. Run away from funded next. All these Profem have hidden rules. They have hidden rules. I never learned trading before. Where can I start? I know nothing and too much people online. Oh God. You see, Stephen, it's actually people like you that makes me consider general mentorship. But you know what? The reason why I have not called for general mentorship yet is because of the move of the market. Right now, the market is not really in a good situation right now. So if this current week we are in, this new week, if it ends well, if it turns out good, I might just call for mentorship. I don't want, like, right now, this is not really a perfect time to learn trading because of Trump and Iran. Yes, I have a free trading channel. Daniel Cruz says you're telling the truth. Of course I know I'm telling the truth. I didn't just start trading yesterday. I didn't start trading 3 months ago. I've been in the game for long, consistently. So when I see some comments, it already tells me that you're the kind of trader that will soon drop off, or maybe you've already dropped out of the lane. You've already dropped out. You won't last, because there's some questions you ask that tells me that you're going to be successful sooner or later. There are some questions some people ask that tells me this one, SL, don't deal with them. They will soon drop off, or they are beginners. They are carried away by the noise online. Please drop the link. The link to my channel is on my bio. Okay, the link to my Telegram channel is on my bio. I'm not a price action trader. I'm not a price action trader. Guys, see, let's see how this week turns out. Okay, if the week plays out well, the market is good, because I want to believe that Iran will start stretching their hands for peace. I want to believe Iran will start stretching their hands for peace with US. And when that happens, the market will start moving well. And that's the best time to start trading. When the market is going well, it's the best time to start. When the market starts going well, that's the best time to learn how to trade. Because right now, with the move happening, you that wants to learn how to trade, if you now learn how to buy and sell, by the time you enter buy, with what is happening in the market, the news, the global, geopolitical issue on ground right now between US and Iran, once the market kick you out, you will keep losing money. So just hold on, guys. When the time is right, I will call for a general mentorship. But let's see how this week plays out. Okay. Okay, what do you think about, I already answered that. When market open USD. Okay, so I think I'm done with the question. I'm done with the question. So someone asked a question repeatedly. This coming from Steven. Can I make 50 USD a day trading? Please, I want to know. I saved up 3,000 USD, but I only make 20 USD a day working 10 hours. I want to quit. Please let me know. Okay. Steven, are you still here? Gose says, I actually stopped following a good number of them. Yeah. I need grace to get baited. Fundamental analysis. The market is actually risky to trade currently. Yes. That's coming from baby. With the war going on in the middle of East. So learning fundamental analysis as well as technical is 100%. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I just read the comments now. That was exactly what I was trying to say. Learning trading now is risky. Because with what is happening now, markets can't hold one direction for long. So learning trading now is risky. So I have a very concerned mind. I have a very concerned heart. I don't intentionally do things I know, okay, because I don't do things for my selfish benefits. Otherwise, I will call for mentorship. No. But looking at how the market played out last week, no. If you learn trading like now, let's say 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month, of course, you will learn how to buy and sell. You will lose money. So guys, now is not the right time to learn Forex, to learn trading. Now is not it, because Trump is really messing with the move of the market. It's really messing with the move of the market. For a total beginner, you will keep losing money and you'll be wondering, you will join the people that says trading is a scam. So if this week plays out well, this week turns out good, the market is stable, I will call for a general mentorship. But usually I don't take general mentorship. It's VIP mentorship I take. If you want to reach me directly, if you want to talk to me directly, you could just, that's after this live stream, on Instagram. You could come to me on Instagram. Just write me on Instagram, okay? I don't take personal messages on Telegram, except I give you my handle. But to reach me directly, write me on Instagram or TikTok with 11K plus followers. If you want to join the free Telegram channel, the link is on my bio. Be it X or whatever platform you're using. Just check my bio for my Telegram link is there. Stephen, do you get? Someone says posting profit is boasting and God does not like boasting. Let me give you guys a hint. You people still don't know. There are many reasons. You see, anyone that be posting profit back to back. Okay. Go and be posting your profits now. Good luck posting your profit online. Good luck. You people go and be posting. You people have no idea. You have no idea. There is something posting your profit online does. That's why you see why these big traders are, people like to call them out. That if they say buy, it sells. If they say sell, it buys. They say once they just call sell, just they enter buy. If they say buy, just they enter sell. That's how they make. That's how they are following. I'm like, is that bad? Is it that bad? So if you want to really grow in trading, don't post your profit online. If you want to really grow in trading, don't post your profit online. All right? If you want to really grow in trading, don't post your profit online. Keep your wins private. Otherwise, you'll be like those traders that. Okay, I was about to say something. I said all these traders you see posting big profits, you see them posting their profit online and so on. It's a bait. They are trying to hook you guys to come to them. Then they will now feed off from the money you pay them. Are you not still getting it? That's why I laugh. Like it baffles me. I laugh when I see questions. I see questions like, "Are you successful? Show us your trading MT5 record. Shows your God, you have a long way to go anyway. You have a long way to go. So let me answer this question from Steven. Steven says, can I make 50 USD a day trading? Yes, you can even make more than that. Is Steven still here? You can even make more than that trading. That's if you know what you're doing. He says, please, I want to know. I have saved $3,000, but I only make 20 USD a day, working 10 hours. You make $20 a day working 10 hours or from the market? I want to quit, please. Okay, I'm a day trader. I'm a day trader. I already did that. Sheriff, are you just joining? I already educated you guys on my setup. I already did that, okay? Yes, I tried BTC and gold. Please, you have a setup video for freshers? No, I don't. I only teach my mentees of my setup. And I don't take general mentorship, but it's something I'm considering. I don't know if the mentorship class will be expensive or not. I don't know. I'm not even thinking of the fee. Mentorship is stressful. Teaching is very stressful. So that's why I don't even bother for general mentorship. People who are serious will pay for VIP. Do you trade crypto coins? BTC, I trade BTC. Please, I learned not all FVG are valid. That's correct. I've been saying it. Not all FVG are valid. There are three ways to identify a valid FVG. So how can one tell? Okay, that's a different lecture on its own. Trump called off the meeting earlier scheduled, but seems Iran might be looking for a truce. Yes, that happened. That happened yesterday. Yesterday, that was the news. Trump called off the meeting. He cancelled the meeting. But today, Iran went to Islamabad. How do you even pronounce it? Islamabad, Pakistan. Yes, I do go live, just like now I'm live. Make una, they make money looking. That's the thing. Guys, there's a trader, I don't want to call out his name, all right? But the name starts with DR, Dr. something, all right? I don't even remember again. That guy does not post his... Oh, Jesus Christ. See, like I said, you people you're not done talking, though. You will keep asking questions. You will ask and ask and ask and tire. People are making money on the low key. People are looking for who will be posting their profit online. You will wait and tire. Doctor, oh, I don't follow them, but back then, when I heard this guy was a trader, I didn't believe. I looked at his page. He doesn't post any trading things. He doesn't post all those trading things, his analysis. I don't think he goes live to analyze. He doesn't post trading things. He doesn't post analysis. He doesn't post setup. He doesn't post strategy. He doesn't post his predictions in the market. He doesn't post profits like your big traders does in Africa. He doesn't post profits, but he's steadily making block. Steadily making block. You will just know by his giveaway. I don't know if he still does that, but sometimes I was wondering, how did these people know that this guy's a trader? I don't know how they knew though. Okay, I think from his bio. From his bio, he said he's a trader, right? But on his page, he does not post anything profits or anything trading related. But he's making his money. So would you go and tell him to show you his trading view, as you call MT5, to know whether it's profitable or not? Some questions you guys ask. You guys need to grow up, man. You need to grow up. Hope you're manageable. You guys need to grow up. Go and post your profit online. If you don't blow that account, let me know why. Yes, I said I was not going to be doing analysis again on BTC generally. I said I was not going to be doing analysis on BTC publicly again. I'm only going to be doing it on my VIP. And it's going to be my personal trade. Trading BTC is going to be personal and for my investors and on VIP too. I already said that. Please, is there any analysis on back? Okay, I already answered that. What is the estimate amount to start trading? There's no estimate amount. All I will say is don't quit whatever giving you money now for trading. Don't quit it. Don't quit whatever that is giving you money now, because losses is more guaranteed as a beginner in trading. Losses are guaranteed than wins as a beginner. Please tell us the 3 ways you can spot valid FVG. Or valid FVG. Valid FVG. Okay. This is not an educational video live. This is not an educational live stream. But let me see if I can show you. Okay. So let me summarize it, right? When you see huge candles suddenly happen in the market, just like this. You see huge candles suddenly happen in the market, just like this. You want to mark. This is to tell you that smart money, this was where smart money took over. This was when smart money entered the market. Are you seeing the difference between this candle and this candle and this candle? The first, second, third. Are you seeing the difference? Look at this red candle. Look at this red candle. Is a big candle too, right? Are you seeing the green candle beside it? Are you also seeing the third green candle beside it? This two green candle beside this huge red candle, right? Is that a fair value gap or not? That's not a fair value gap because the candles have merged. Like this third candle has merged with this first green candle. This fourth green candle has merged also with this first green candle. But you see this huge candle? You see this other huge one? You see this other huge one? When you see huge candles in one direction printing and the next one forming is not going up to close like this green one here, it's not coming up to close here, but it's just selling down. That's the gap is what you call fair value gap. Okay, the gap there is what you call fair value gap. Okay, now look at this. You see this candle here, this red one here. You see this red one here. I'm only showing you an illustration from the chart. All right. See this red candle here, right? You see this other red candle here. You see this green one here. Let me show you. So this red one, the first red one, the second red one, and this green candle. Now let's mark the first one, red candle and the green candle. Take note of what I just marked. Are you seeing what I just marked? Now assume this all these candles imprint. Sorry. Assume all these candles imprint. Just assume they didn't print. It's just this red and this green. Okay. You see this box I just drew? Of course, that's a fair value gap. But what happened? It's not really a valid one to take a trade from. This is 4 hour, by the way. It's not really a valid one to take a trade from. Because see, market now went back up. Market went up to fill the gap. See this? It went up to fill the gap. See, trading FVG is not enough. That's what I want to let you guys know. You need to trade. See, how do I put this? Okay, there are some pairs that respect FVG. Let me not mix your brain. There are pairs that respect FVG. It's a strategy on its own, FVG. But then there's something else we call order block. That's a strategy on its own. Now, order block is valid when there's FVG. All right. Now, I see a lot of traders do illustration on their charts, on their posts that, okay, how will I explain this? Now, let me leave this here. I'm going to come to this. I want to show you guys the difference between this, what happened here, and what happened here, okay? So, let me go to another place. So, they said, let me see. Okay, let me use here as an example. Let me use this as an example. I didn't intend to stay this long. God, my plan was to stay 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let me use it as an example. So guys, you see this candle here? You see the red one? You see this green one, right? So what's FVG? For that person that keeps asking about FVG. Now, I want to explain something to you. There's FVG, there's order block. Now, from what some traders have been showing as illustration on their posts, what they do is they mark the FVG, the space between the first candle and the third candle, right? The space between this first candle and the third candle, they mark just that FVG. And then they show you how price comes there. They show you how price comes to that fair value gap. Are you noticing what I'm saying? They show you how price comes. Let's say price comes to this. This is their fair value gap, right? They didn't talk about order block. They just mark the fair value gap. Then they show you how price comes there, enter the fair value gap small, and start retracing. Then they take their sell trade from here. But this is not what I trade. I trade order block. And order block is valid when there's FVG. So what is my own pattern? I don't draw the FVG because gold does not respect just that. Gold goes deeper to touch the order block. But then there are some pairs that does not go to touch order block. From what I have not backtested to see that, but from what some traders explain about FVG, from what they will not show you the pair that they are analyzing with. That's what they do. They don't show you the pair that they're analyzing with. So you have to discover it yourself, or you drop the message they tell you to drop in the comments so that they can message you privately and tell you to buy their course, pay for their course or whatsoever. I really don't do that. Okay. So what I see for fair value gap, I'm only telling you what I know. Like what I see actually. It's not really what I know, what I see. Okay, for fair value gap. So they mark their fair value gap, right? I think this was one of the reasons why I didn't really, it was confusing in the beginning for me to trade fair value gap. Excuse me. This was one of the reasons why it was confusing for me to trade fair value gap at the time, because of different explanation, and what I saw them doing was not what was happening in the real market. It was not what gold was doing. It was not what gold was printing. It wasn't. Sure, you understand? So they mark the fair value gap, bam. Okay, and then we see gold will now come up to the fair value gap, even go deeper, and you now be like, why? But it no respect this, but it went deeper. So that's why I disregarded it. So during my back testing, right, and when I back tested also, I noticed that price always disrespect the fair value gap, meaning those traders, right, they tell you, okay, they take their trade on the in the fair value gap, price will come back to the fair value gap, and they will take a sell and to go, or take a buy depending on the trend of the market. So I got to understand that it's not all pairs that print out fair value gap. It's not all pairs that respect fair value gap. It's not all pairs. So you have to know which pair respects it very well. Okay, you have to know which pair respects it very well. Then also, okay, so what I discovered that gold does is, I've already said this before. Do you people asking this question? You guys are just joining. You guys are just joining, and you're making me repeat this again, and I just have to, because that person has been asking over and over again. So this is what works. Order block is what works on gold. All right, because take a look at this. Let me show you something. You see this fair value gap, right? Let's assume this wasn't okay. Let me leave that there. See, you see this fair value gap, right? Gold does not play this. It does not. Let me delete this. Other pairs can do it too, but you see gold. Gold does not go into the fair value gap and retrace from there. You chop SL. It does not do that. Let me show you what gold does. As long as you spot the gap, spot the candle that created that gap. Okay? Spot the candle, So gold does not do this. Other pairs can do this, touch the fair value gap and retrace, but this does not happen on gold, and some other pairs too. So I'm going to delete this and show you what works on gold. So what gold does is, gold will break into the fair value gap. Okay, you know what? Let me leave that box. Let me leave that box there. Okay, so take note of this box and take note of this pink one. All right. The box is, this blue box is fair value gap. The pink one is order block. All right. So this is what gold does. Gold will break beyond the fair value gap to touch the order block. See, to break beyond, touch the order block, and play my form an M, or from there to just drop. You understand? It just respect the order block, not so. I see some traders, when I see a fair value gap, they like to set their SL at the beginning, and then they like to enter the trade at the beginning according to what they show on their post. Then they set their SL at the very end of the FVG. You can't try this with gold now. Gold will chop your SL big time. So if you're saying FVG, so FVG works in line with order block though. FVG works in line with order block, guys. That's all I can say. Don't just look out for FVG. It's just very easy to pronounce. Don't just look out for FVG if you're trading gold. Watch out for order block, also known as mini supply zones, okay? Please, what is your IG handle? It's the same name, Gold Baron Forex. Gold Baron Forex. Please answer me, please. What kind of confirmation, please? I mean, do you wait for a change of structure in 15 minutes? Change of structure. How do you mean? How do you calculate your risk before entering a trade? Or do you enter a trade before calculating risk? No, if I enter a trade, oh, let me understand what you mean. For every trade I enter on gold, I already know the number of pips I'm willing to risk. For every trade I enter, I already know the number of pips I'm willing to risk for all my trades. For BTC too, I already know the number of trades I'm willing to risk. So now I'll now calculate my risk based on the number of pips I'm willing to risk as my SL. If I enter a trade on BTC, I know my SL is going to be around 300 plus. So calculate 0.1. How much does 0.1 lot size give you? So the amount it gives you, I times it by 300 pips. So that's what makes me know what lot size to use. But I already know what lot size to use by the account size I'm trading. I already know what lot size to use by the account size I'm trading, and also by the with the SL number of pips I set as my SL. That's how I calculate my this thing. Do I use ATR for stop? My IG handle is the same name. So for that person talking about this Chima, can you ask this question again? I said 7 questions. I've ended up answering more than 20 questions. Man, I need to see now. If you're not disciplined outside the chat, you will not be disciplined inside. I need to stop this. No, this has nothing to do with that anyway. But I was just trying to give you guys an illustration. You have to be disciplined in your personal life, because what it is you play out in your personal life is what will reflect on the chat. So I said 7 questions, and I don't know why I'm still here by now. No, I don't. Average true range. I don't even know what that means. I'm not going to lie to you. I only do simple terms. I only understand simple things. When I say I only understand simple things, is what I know already. I'm okay with that. I don't go to look for this one, that one, to know what this one is, to know what that one is. Average true. Nah. I already explained. When price gets to your POI, what are the entry confirmation do you want to see before you enter? Example, OB, candlesticks. Candlesticks. Are you guys new? Because I've been saying it since. Do you flip small accounts, please? No, I don't flip small account. I don't. Thank you so much. Now I have an idea what FVG means. Oh, I'm glad you've learned what FVG means. I mean, please, what confirmation do you wait for on the 15 minutes time frame? Candlesticks. I wait for candlesticks confirmation because I'm very good with candlesticks. I can read candlesticks because that's the first thing I learned when I started trading. Not just that though. I already explained what made me take candlesticks very serious on my previous live on Friday. How about using... I don't trade prop firm. I don't even trust that funded next. I used to trade with them. Those people have eaten so much money from me. I think over $10,000. Those guys have eaten over $10,000 from me. Those guys, they've taken over. Is it up to? Because the account I was buying then on funded next is always 50K, 100K, 50K, 100K. So you can calculate. I don't think they've eaten over 10K though. So I don't know, except I'm gonna have to go. Although I have my history. I have my history with them, all the amounts, all the accounts I've bought from them. I have my history. So when the time is right, I'll calculate how much they've taken from me. You get. So what do you think about the coming week on gold? I'm done with the analysis. This is just a free time. I'm done with the analysis and I can't go back to it. What candlesticks do you look out for on confirmation entry? Reversal candlesticks. Go and learn about reversal candlesticks. Like, do you wait for... Merlin says, do you wait for a candlestick pattern or a change of structure? I wait for a candlestick pattern. Candlesticks formation. That's group of... is more than 2. At least 2 or more than 2 candlesticks. That's why it's called candlesticks formation. I don't wait for break of structure. Do you know what break of structure is? Change of structure. Do you know what change of structure is? So you trade your own money. I trade investors' account and my own money, yes. Random. I trade investors' account and my own money. I don't trade prop firm. So why did you stop using it from there? They have hidden rule. That's why I stopped. I passed my challenge, the double challenge, and then I was funded real money. And for no reason, I think, when I was funded, I made about 1,500 profits. I made 1,500 profits on my first trade on on the real account that I was given after I passed the challenge. That's not the first time I've passed their challenge though. Yeah, the first time I passed their challenge, I didn't know, I didn't have a journal, I didn't have a discipline. I was not really, but I know I was trading very careful. So I was doing accounts, after that. So when I finally knew what works on gold, I had my discipline, I had my journal and all of that. I passed the challenge. There was funded real money. And on the first day, I made $1,500. So on the second day, which was on Tuesday, I made about $500, right? I was very happy that I was going to withdraw some money on Friday. So I made about $500 thereabout. Guess what? They kicked me out for no reason with a flimsy excuse. So these prop firms have hidden policy. They have hidden policy. I don't know. Maybe they got used to always taking my money from me because, like I said, I wasn't buying small accounts. It was 50K, 100K account I was buying on Funded Next. Marilyn, please go and learn about candlesticks formation, reversal candlestick formation. Just learn about reversal candlestick formation, all right? There are lots of it, so it's not something I can start saying now. It's not, you can't even say it. You have to see like a graph, a photo, like a sample, an example on the chart. All right. If you're on my live stream on Friday, I explained how to backtest the markets and what to look out for. I did explain how to backtest the market on Friday, and I also told you guys how to learn reversal candlesticks. I don't trade JPY. I don't look at pairs I don't trade. I'm sorry. I don't look at pairs I don't trade. I'm out of that phase. I'm out of that phase of jumping from one pair to another or looking at different pairs. I don't do that. I've made a lot of mistakes. So any decision I'm making now is for my own good. All right. So if I say I don't look at any other pair, it means I used to look at other pairs and it did me bad. It really messed with my psychology. So there's a reason why I had to stop looking at other pairs. So I don't look at other pairs and I don't try to learn anything that's any new thing. I just work with what I know because at the end of the day, you just need one simple thing that works. You don't need many things. You just need one simple thing. And if you don't hold on to that one simple thing that works, you keep blowing your account. You keep losing your money. PJ Forex, I see you. What candlesticks do you look for? Just learn about reversal candlesticks. All right, learn about reversal candlesticks. What do you think about the coming? Okay, I already analyzed that. I don't look at another pair. So why did you stop? Okay, I already explained that. Okay, so yeah, they kicked me out for no reason because the same pattern I was trading during the challenge was the same pattern, the same lot size I was trading during the funded account. So why did they hit me out? Why did they kick me out? No reason. They gave me a flimsy excuse that I don't know. So many of this prop firm, they have hidden rules. They have a hidden rule that they don't put out there in public. They just wait for you to, then they take you out. So they took, after I made profit on the real account, they removed me. They restrained my access. So that was when and before then I was seeing videos of people calling them out. I was seeing videos of people talking about Profem, the risk, the danger, but I ignored. I thought they were different because I saw one, because one of my mentors were using that Profem. So that was what made me trust. So ever since then, I told myself, never again will I do things because I see a bigger trader doing it. Never again. I'll just do what works for me. I'll do what I want. You understand? So that's why I stopped using them. And it was like my last money after they had taken so much money from me. It was like the last money I had that I used to buy that account that they took from me. The account that I passed, and then they gave me real account and they now took it away from me. So I was really pained. And I now believed what people have been saying about Funded Next. Not just Funded Next, many other. I have many brokers. There are a lot of prop firm that have contacted me on Instagram. A lot of prop firm have contacted me on Instagram to advertise or to partner with them to, for us to do business, so I should hype them, influence them, then I get a commission. I turn them down. I'm not kidding. That's if they've not deleted the messages. I've turned them down. I have literally almost every day. It's not every day, but almost every day. Prop firms do write me for collaboration, but I don't want. I don't want. If I see something is not good, I don't try to make people do it. Okay, so I was trying to explain something here. I just remembered, even though I saw this blue box here. So that person asked about FVG. So now look at this one. Look at this. I think I already okay, I think I already explained it now. I already explained it. Okay, now look at this other block here. This is another block. This right here is another block. All right. So you see what happened here? You see what happened here? You see the FVG I drew here, right? You see this FVG I drew here. Price has already respected it. You see another FVG here. The gap between this candle and this candle. Price has not gotten there yet. Or has it? Oh, yes, it did. Okay, I think this was the one I drew. That price got to. Price has already respected it. If you were here, if you've been here since I started this live stream, you would understand. I already explained all this. So now this is the next order block. So it's not enough to just draw fair value gap. If you draw fair value gap like this, you will lose money. All right. So many traders you see on the internet talking about fair value gap, they are saying many things that will confuse your brain. They're saying many things that will confuse you. So, because on gold, maybe other pairs price just gets to the fair value gap and retraces, but on gold, price breaks beyond that fair value gap. So as you can see here, you see the order block I drew here. You see the fair value gap. Did you see the order block? You see the fair value gap. You see the order block. So price came there. It came there, it reacted, it retraced. So as long as it already mitigated that blocks, every other thing happening there is invalid. Don't trade, it's risky, just like you saw here. Price is respected, it went to the upside and started dropping down. This was a valid one. You just needed the first touch to play out. And that's all you needed. So that I'm deleting that line because it's already tested. So this is the next one here. For you guys are just joining. I already explained all these things. You can also get your FVG on liquidity. All right, not just supply and demand. You can also get it on liquidity. Like for instance now, oh wait, what did that person say? FVG. Okay, FVG. No, I thought you meant other block. So yes, I trade my own money and investors' money. Please, what time frame are you streaming on Tuesday? I don't know. Even going live on Tuesday, I don't know if I will go live on Tuesday. It depends on the mood. It depends on the mood and it depends on the market move. Actually, it depends on the market move. But if I don't go on Tuesday, I might just go on Friday. If you're on the free Telegram channel, I will always keep you guys updated. Will gold buy or sell this week? We don't know yet. Trump and Iran are still on their matter. They are still going back and forth. It might even range this week, so we don't know yet until Monday market plays out. But I'm trusting that the market will turn out well. Instead of guessing your stop, use ATR equals 20 pips set stop loss. Not too tight, not soon. Don't try this on BTC Skyline. Don't try this on BTC. I don't know. Anyway, people have different pattern of guess. I don't guess stop anyway. I don't guess stop. That's why, like I said, if you were my live stream on Friday, I taught you guys how to backtest the market and how to know the number of pips to set on your SA. Like, if you backtest the market on your setup, right? I taught you guys how to do it right. How to get perfectly the number of pips you'll be risking for your SL on that setup. But different people have different way of getting their SL. Gold direction this week depends on President Trump. That's good. Momo, you know it now. The direction of the market this period, since 4 weeks or 5 weeks now, has been in Trump's hand. So this period is not the time you can easily predict the market and it goes. Because Trump is the one controlling the market. And I've been saying it since for a few weeks now. Gold direction, okay. How do I get investor account? How do you get investor account? Okay. How long have you been? I can't answer that though. But your record has to speak for you. All right? Your record has to speak. If you're a beginner trader, you have no business looking for investor. You have no business looking for an investor if you're a beginner trader. But if you know you're a good trader, right, your result will speak for you. Okay, your result will speak for you. That's all I can say. Life, I don't know what you posted. Nothing makes sense to me. Okay, okay, that's not for me. This ATR is in trading view. How long have you been trading? Almost 2 years. Thank you so much. Tonight is quite impactful. God bless you. You're welcome. Of course, my live stream is always very impactful. I get that a lot whenever I go live. My live stream is always very impactful because I always end up giving out so much information and so much education that I bargain for. Good night to you, Gozie. Steven, I see you. Okay, yeah. Okay, no problem. Okay, do you use? I don't use indicator. I don't use indicator. Some people are just joining Momo. Some people are just joining. So that's the reason for the question. Some questions. You're a good woman. You just expose what other traders would not. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. Of course. I take it you just trade gold and BTC. Okay. Yeah, I trade gold and BTC daily. Daily. Let me end it at that. Let me end it there. I don't want to say further. Yeah. I trade gold and BTC. Basically, yeah, I do. Kelling says, what strategy you trade SMC? I want to ask you a question, but you got your first payout, right? No. Benson, no. No, no, no. No. They never allowed me. They saw I'm a dangerous trader. You guys don't know. You see my investors. I'm actually trading my investors' accounts like carefully. My own accounts, I trade aggressive because I know what works. I know what works, especially retracement on gold. So I go aggressively. But because they strike me first on the other time, so I had to start going carefully. I had to start trading carefully with the prop firm. So the same way I was able to, the same lot size, the same pattern, everything I use in trading to pass the 2 challenges was what I used in trading when I got funded. And on the second day, they took it away from me. There was no aggressive trading. They know what they're doing. They're not real. So apparently I made over $10,000 for them. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I made close to $10,000 for funded next. Close to it. If not up to $10,000. If I got my first payouts, I would have had hope and be trading and I said the same pattern and lot size, everything I use in trading during the challenge was what I used during the real account. But they still do what they want to do. Don't mind them. I would never promote. I'm not based in Kenya. I would never promote. See, all prop firms are the same, but I'm going to give an exception to FTMO. I've never really heard anyone complaining about that account, about that prop firm. But every other prop firm, run away from them. I want to ask you a question, but okay, so I've answered that. What broker are you using? XNES and XS. Your face, please. My face? What happened to my face? Bro, is it face you cop? Someone say, bro, is it face? That's Momo. Momo says, is it face you can't see or not? Okay, guys, I think I'm done with all the questions. I literally had to take time to answer all the questions. For those of you on TikTok, Merlin, I see you. Please, I know some type of candle pattern, but please tell me the name of some. Okay, Merlin, let me quickly say this here. From my research and study over time, I'm rounding off. I'm about to end the live stream now. I think I've answered basically the recent questions. Okay, so Momo, right? There's this app I learned candlesticks from when I started trading, but over time when I realized, like when I started taking candlesticks seriously, I already explained what made me start taking candlesticks seriously, right? I already did that, so I'm not going to say that again. Okay, so when I started taking candlesticks seriously and I started learning it, I realized that it's not every candle formation that is out there on the internet. It's not every candlestick formation, reversal formation that is out there on the internet. I discovered a lot on the charts that was never posted online. So you're gonna have to study the chart yourself. Let me give you a hint. You see all these? I don't know what pair you trade. Yeah, show reversal candlestick when they're about to reverse. They don't show it. So let me give you a hint. I already did this on Friday, so I explained it in detail. So, but today I'm just gonna give a hint. I've stayed longer than I bargained for. This is like over 2 hours now, getting to 3 hours. I didn't plan this. I think next time I'm gonna have to be very strict. My 7 questions should be 7 questions. I don't know, next time if I see trolls again on my comments, I'm not going to reply, because I think they're the reason why I stayed this longer, right? So I'm not going to reply again, never again. Just 7, I'll just take 7 questions after the analysis or live trading, and after that I'll be off. I said I was only going to stay 1 hour 30 minutes, and look, I ended up staying almost 200 minutes. Okay, in 4 seconds it will make it 200 minutes I've been live, and we have 10 minutes to the open, 20 minutes to the open of New York. All right, this just entered 200 minutes I've been live. So what was I saying? Okay, so let me give you a hint on how to get which pair. First of all, tell me which pair. Tell me which pair you trade. Marilyn, tell me which pair you trade. So trolls are everywhere. I had already prepared my mind for them long before I even started going live. So okay, so I don't know, have you replied? Okay, let me just say what I want to say. I'm ending this live stream now. No, I've never paid for course. I've never paid for course. I've never paid for mentorship course. I've never done that. I don't even know. I see traders say, okay, after giving their speech, they will now say comment a certain word that, if you're interested in learning, and I see people commenting that word, and then they now send them a private DM, and then I think I've commented that word before, and then they came to my DM, they told me to click a link to get the course, but I already know what all these people do with courses. Last, you'll be the one selling course. After you've paid for their course, they'll only teach you how to get people to pay for your own course. I think that's what they say digital marketing is all about, right? Yeah, that's true. Pira, that's correct. That's just what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I've already started doing. They came in today, those trolls. They came in today, and I blocked one of them off the live stream. So next time I won't even give reference to them. Today I didn't even answer any one of them, but I gave reference to them. So next time I'm not even going to act as if I've seen them. I'm just going to block any negative comment. I'll block them off the live stream, and ignore dumb questions, because we need your analysis. That's correct. Don't worry. It's only going to get better. The live stream is only going to get better. So you learned from YouTube and kept building using private mentorship. Yes, you can say that. All right. Someone taught me how to trade, but on the surface. So because I was so interested to learn how to trade, I had to pay for my first mentorship. I traveled to another city to go and learn. I traveled to another city to go learn how to trade, to go learn the Forex. So while I was learning the Forex physical class, I was also learning on YouTube from the same mentor, because I understood at the time that you can't learn from different people on YouTube. You will only get confused. And the more information you get into your brain, the more stuck you'll be in the market. So I already knew that. So that's why and the reason why I was learning also from the mentor's YouTube channel is because the physical classes was just 2 hours. 2 hours, 4 days a week. That's not enough to learn Forex. So as I was going for the physical class, I was also watching his YouTube videos to learn more from 2011. It was at the time that was like his 7th year of trading. So I had to go back to his 5th year, like from the beginning of his YouTube videos, because that early time you give so much information, just like what I'm doing now. Whenever I go live, I give so much information. Do you get? So when I was watching the YouTube to learn more, because the physical class, it's 2 hours is not enough time to teach so much. Look at this live stream now. I've ended up staying almost 3 hours now. Almost 3 hours. So 2 hours is not enough time to learn Forex 4 days a week. Man, that was not fair. It was not nice. So I had to start watching the guy's video. I'd start watching the guy's video, and then I just realized something. I realized that his recent videos may not contain as much information as his earlier videos from when he started trading. So I had to go back in time to his 2011, 2012 videos to watch, because that period, you're new, you started, you're making money, you give so much information, just like what I am doing now, right? This live stream is something I just recently started, all right? So that's the reason why I'm giving so much information than I bargain for. And of which I was on Friday, I was urging you guys to take it very serious, because a time is coming where I won't say so much anymore. I won't say so much. I won't say so much anymore. I will just come do what I want to do and analyze the market. We trade live, and then I get out. All right. When is your next live? On Sunday, on Tuesday or Sunday? If you're on the free Telegram channel, you'll see it there. I always drop updates there. So okay, I already explained that. So I've actually paid for 3 mentorships here. 3 mentorship, because I was very eager to learn. I was very intentional about learning how to trade. So I had to pay for the knowledge. I paid to learn because I knew one day I was going to teach people. So I needed to invest a lot of knowledge in me so that when I start teaching, nothing will be left out. So as I'm talking to you, I know how to trade technical and fundamental, right? Fundamental is what most traders don't know how to trade. They only know how to trade technical, but you need fundamental analysis. And I am very proud of myself for paying to learn fundamentals. That was like the last mentorship class I paid for. Market opens soon. Yeah, market opens in 15 minutes. Thank you so much for everything. Your video have been a big help to me. I'm very glad. No, I can't tell you the name of the guy, Chima. Sorry. He's a popular Nigerian trader you guys know. I can't give him I don't wanna call out his name. I don't wanna give him any hype. You guys drag him a lot. He's one of those people a lot of people in Nigeria drag a lot. That when they say buy, the market sells. When they say sell, the market buy. You wonder, why is it like that? That's because you post your profit all the time online. And they are very strategic. They don't care because they are making their money in another means. So it's not even the trade. Even if they lose so much money from the market today, they may post it, they may not post it. But the people taking their signal will attest to it, and they don't care. These traders don't care because they are making their money off of many means. The IB commission, mentorship classes they hold, the physical and online, what again? Many other. I don't like talking about other traders, please. I really don't like talking about other traders. I just like to focus on me. I like to focus on me. I don't even like talking about people. This is the last time I'm going to talk about anybody. I don't like talking about people. I don't like talking about other traders. I did not start trading because of them. I didn't start trading because of them. There's this South African guy that I would like to always talk about. Is the guy that took how much? I think $1,000 to $4 million in one day. $1,000 to $4 million in one day. If I was never interested in learning Forex when someone told me about it, that was what triggered me. that was a trigger. That was a South African guy. He's now based in. No, that don't mention that name here again. Chima, please, Chinedu, please don't mention that DW name again, please. Thank you. From his even from when I was learning on YouTube, I don't know why I never liked his videos. I never really tried to learn from him. Nah, there was something off about him, and now that he's being called out for his, he's being called out negatively, he's being dragged online. I now see why I never really liked him from the beginning. I never really liked him from the beginning, and yeah, I now see maybe that's the reason why I never liked him from the beginning. So guys, like I was saying, so this South African trader, right? See, I watched the guy took. I think. See, you see that act alone. That was what damaged. Like that. Just watching that alone ruined my psychology, because my Telegram link is on my bio. Check my bio. You see my Telegram link. Because any trade I enter, I want to hold that trade for long. I will see profit though, but I want to hold it for long because I wanted to be that first Nigerian trader that made $100K as a beginner. Because I saw a South African guy take $1K. Is it $1K or $200? Thereabouts to $4 million in one day. In one day. Do you understand? in one day. So that was what like triggered me to learn Forex. I'm like, someone just made $4 million in one day. And me, I'm making $2,000 in 8 hours. Oh my God. God. I'm making $1,000+ in 8 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours. No, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. And someone is making 4 mil without even talking, without even doing anything in one day. Oh my, that was a trigger for me though. You get that was a trigger for me to start. So when you people, you get like when I see some nasty comments, some trolls, I'm like, you guys are just wallowed. You're wallowed in your mentality, like Nigerian mentality. Do you get? Because there are traders you will see, eh? There are traders you will see. You want to be great, and because of that mindset to be great, you will never want to go to anybody's live stream to be asking, show me your no. Let me even shock you guys. You see, after he made that money, I paid for his VIP, for that person who taught me how to trade. I paid for that South African guy's VIP. Do you get? I paid for his VIP, not for me to join, but for the person who taught me trading, the surface part of trading. So I just want him to join, so I will be making money from there. At least if one person should join. Well, guess what? I noticed he wasn't dropping signals every day. That's number one. Then number two, it was now the period where he was no longer catching good trades that gives him that millions again. It was now that period. So a lot of people were calling him out, saying that because I think the signals he was dropping were not going again, were not going well. So people were chopping losses. Some people blew their account, so they called him out. I think they even dragged him. Yeah, they dragged him. They even reported his account, that they even brought the account down. In my head, I was like, wait, it's not someone that made $4 million in one day. What's happening now? I mean, is it that the money has entered his head that he's no longer dropping short signals? Listen, let me tell you. The moment you start posting your profit online, or is your case, you are on your own. You'll be facing losses back to back. They dragged him out. They dragged him. They dragged the guy. They dragged him that he blew the account. That his signals blew the account. Kind of that. These are a lot of things. It was a serious case. So I wasn't following up because I was not the one on the group. So I'm saying this to say that, guys, your setup may work today. It may not work tomorrow, but keep showing up. That's number one. Then number two, many of these people that post profit online, I don't care to know whether it's real or demo, but I don't think that account was a demo account. That guy is just a good trader, right? He's just a good trader. So that alone brought a lot of people to him to pay him. So it's a strategy for them, for people like some traders. That's their strategy to lure you people to come for them. So that's why they post their profits. That does not mean that every trader that does not post their profit are not successful. You guys should change that mindset. Change that mindset and you will go far. Someone says, no way, you are awake. Lo, my alarm woke me up because market open is approaching. I'm planning on riding the train with Asian. Oh, wow, that's nice. Real traders, so Starblex says, real traders don't post profit online because trading is business. You get, like, Starblex just said the word. Which businessman? Okay, let me use Elon Musk. Have you seen Elon Musk coming out to say how much money he made? Let me see somebody ask me how much money I'm making. Let me see somebody ask me if I'm successful. Let me see somebody ask me to show you my MT5 to see my record. You see this network, people tagging network on Elon Musk and all these people. How do they know their worth? How do they know the money they have? That man might be worth trillions, but the internet have not gotten to that figure yet. He might be worth more than what the internet is tagging him to be his net worth. If you're in Nigeria, right, even South Africa, tell me a business person, an entrepreneur, a legit one, that goes to his page to start posting the profit he made from his business. No, tell me. They've brainwashed you traders with a wrong mindset. When they'll post profits. To you, you see profits. You're like, this person knows how to trade. This person is a good trader. But to them, it's a clickbait to draw you in. When they take loss in the market, they are very okay. They are comfortable because they are feeding off from your money. I hope you understand now. So you guys should always ask valid questions, not questions of, let me see how much you're making. That's crazy, man. Does Elon Musk shows how much he's making? Right? So Starblex says, real traders don't post profit online because trading is business. You sometimes win, you sometimes lose. But if you're an experienced trader, your winning will be more than your loss. Those traders post just profits. Starblex, you're a good trader. I told you guys that from your comments, I know if you're a good trader, if you're a novice, if you're a trader that will soon fall off, you'll soon give up, and you start calling Forex a scam. Hope not hope, heck, I'm still sleepy. Okay. Do you know about... Okay. Yeah, I know about him. He gives good speeches. The greatest speculator. Posting profit online is juju. You can only have mind to post those things and be making your money from mentorship, physical mentorship and VIP and IB commission, those kind of things. If you don't have, see, guys, let me tell you now, for those of you who are still here, if you don't have a physical mentorship, you're training people, right? Or online. If you don't have an IB commission where people have registered through your link, and then every trade they take, you getting commission from it. If you don't have, which other means do you make money from? If you don't have like the third one and the fourth one, don't be posting profit online. I'm telling you now, don't be posting your profit online. You can only post your chart. A real businessman does not post how much they make from their business. That mindset is a wrong one. They've brainwashed a lot of traders to think that you have to validate yourself by posting your profits. Post it and you lose the account. I'm telling you from experience, you lose your account. Just post, you lose your account. Guy, that business idea. Business idea, how do you mean? Please, you haven't answered me. What's your question? I just subscribe. I hope I'm not catching feelings. Catching which feelings? Subscribe to what? Who is this person? IT Gen X. Are you female? Dynamic. You get it right. Omolemo. You must be long in the game. You got that name correctly. You must be long in the game. That was the person who, yeah, he just mentioned the name. I just mentioned the name now. But don't say it again, please. Don't say the name. This is my life. Even as I did now, I still awake because my markets just opened now and I'm drawing my patterns for Ishan. That's good. You have to stay focused. I'm ending the live stream very soon. You have to stay focused on the charts. Trading is 50-50. No one gets it right all the time. Okay, good for you. I've been trading for 3 years. I do it alone and I make good profit myself. I never posted one, even though I'm a trader. Of course, you're on the right path. You know the game. It's only people who don't know the game that get carried away by profit online. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm done. I've stayed longer. Oh my God. In 2 minutes, this will be making 3 hours of me being live. I'll see you guys another time. It was really nice being here with you guys. So I'm going to end the TikTok live first. Please, which broker? XNES and XM. I'm going to end the TikTok live first. Then I'll end. Market is opening in 1 minute. But the gold market to be opening officially 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. All right. I wish you guys a successful trade this week. Take care. Bye.